sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin'. Sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together. It's 2022 already. And I got my guy in a situation with me. Y'all seen him before. My man King Mars in here. What's up with you, bro?
Yo, what's good, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm great. How you feel?
I'm great, man. I'm great, man.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you brought somebody with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Introduce your folks to my people.
Yo, man, listen, this is my brother right here, you know. I mean, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, you know what I mean, for real,
You can do that too, I like that.
I'm gonna like that, you know, I like that better, though. But yeah, this is, you know, good guy right here, brother. Go ahead, man.
Mm-hmm. You might know me by a couple of different names depending on where you know me from in life. South Philly born and raised, you might know me as Scipio, or Trace. Uptown, you might know me as Shake, but as of right now, everybody's calling me Coach Manny, and I'm really taking on that Coach Manny.
That's right.
In my life. I'm really feeling that. Thank you for having me today.
No, man, I'm glad you was able to pull up. I'm glad you, for the people, I'm gonna show the back of the bottle. He came through with good. You know what I'm saying? He sipped like the Sammie sip, so we already brothers.
Right. I like that.
But at the end of the day, it's Coach Manny.
Yes.
Right. We gotta start embracing that. You know what I mean? Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. I'm pretty sure I told Mar this before. When it come to coaches and teachers, I like to salute my brothers and sisters because y'all affect so many kids at one time. You know what I mean? As a ritual. It's not, you know what I mean? And you have kids on your block. You got kids in your family. But then you have the community that you deal with, and it's necessary, especially from positive black people.
Right.
And we need that shit. I've had many coaches that have done things in my life that have revolutionized my thinking as a person.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Made me value my friends more.
Right.
Shit like that. So I just want to salute y'all. First and foremost, for what y'all do in the community, what you do outside of coaching, but for what I say we gotta embrace that. That's why we gotta embrace that. We gotta fight for that.
I greatly appreciate that. Like I was talking to my wife just yesterday, and
shout out to her.
To some people, I'm a father. To some of those guys, I'm a father.
Absolutely.
To some of those guys, I'm a big brother.
Absolutely.
Like, and I have to embrace that role because some of those guys don't see enough positive. I'm not going to say black, but a lot of
just males.
Males in their lives, right?
Adult males.
So like I definitely try to be that and show these guys something different. Like I grew up in a rough neighborhood. Both my parents was on drugs, right? So I didn't want my children to go through that. So I mean, I have the opportunity with my village, right? I'm really big on my village.
Yeah.
I'm really big on my
As
village.
you should be.
Right.
And I have the opportunity to make something happen for other people. So it was presented. This basketball was presented to me about 4 years ago.
Okay. As coaching wise,
it's just starting an after school program at the Bustleton Learning. Shout out to the Bustleton Learning Center.
Yeah, because we getting ahead, but break it down
while
you go through it.
So it's a long story. And I'm gonna break it down, and then you can just help me fill in the pieces if y'all.
Yeah, we good.
All right. So this all started about, I want to say 4 to 5 years ago. The thought of a basketball program from Aaliyah Johnson Roberts, the director of the Bustleton Learning Center.
Okay, shout out to her.
And shout out to Ms. Linda as well.
Word.
Them two put the battery in my back without doing it, just planting the little seeds, all right? Little seeds, watch the flower grow.
Gotta love the women, bro.
Right. So
you in charge, but
so her, along with my brother Lamar Roberts and Raymond Roberts, they really was just little seeds, right? And then my son started playing AAU basketball.
And AAU's a big deal.
Yes, it is.
Big
deal. It's a lot. It's inclusive.
Yes, very inclusive.
It's a lot that goes with it.
So it's very family orientated in order for things to work properly.
Absolutely.
So it will be the dad's corner, the mom's section, right? So the dads are all together. We're yelling at the guys do this, do that, right? But we're talking to the coach, and the coach is like, yo, tell them to do this when they come down. So the guys, we're assistant coaches on the side, like, yo, you gotta do X, Y, and Z. So it's like
you like a third base coach,
right? I'm over here, but we all talking to the head coach,
right?
So all that, that worked out well for us. And the guys, the athletes, I like to call them the athletes, they took a liking to me. Like they would ride with me to the game. I would have, this is prior to me coaching last year, I would have 5 or 6 kids with me spending the night daily. Before the games, the mothers would say, "Hey, I dropped some money off for you. I know my son gonna be there." All right, whatever. Towards the end of the season, it was like a somber moment. Everybody's like, "What we gonna do next?" So everybody looked at me like, "Yo, you should coach." I'm like, no.
right.
I'm like, no. And I said, okay, you know what? The hell with it. I'll give it a shot. So I reached out to my big sis, Aaliyah. She said, what you want to do? I said, can you give me one day at the gym? One day, just one day. She said, okay. She gave me one day. I asked my son, Trey. Shout out to my boy, Trey. Everything pretty much revolves around him.
Salute to him.
Yeah, right. Listen. That's if you ever meet my son, you'll see
good energy boy.
Good energy, yeah.
Right.
Very smart guy. I'm not saying it because he's my child.
No, he is.
I mean, man, y'all been blessed with good kids, man. I've met his.
Yes, that Sin is my guy.
Eventually,
so
I'll see your
if you
soon.
met Sin,
you met Trey.
You met Trey.
Oh, all right.
Trey.
They probably was at the game together or something.
No, he wasn't there that day.
He wasn't there, but they
He
be.
did. But if you met Sin, you met Trey.
All right, cool.
So I was like, Trey, I'm getting older now, so I'm not the most technological person anymore. Like this graphic stuff. Like my son is into that. Son, do me a favor. We was getting ringed in that tournaments. Those tournaments we was in. We had kids that was like 14, 15 playing against y'all when y'all was 12. Make me a flyer that says from 12 to 14. He's like, all right, bet, Dad, I got you. He made the flyer. I was expecting maybe 20 kids to come in the gym. He made the flyer. It was about 50 kids that came out.
The first day.
Off of an Instagram flyer.
You see why I thank y'all? No, you don't understand.
Crazy,
like,
bro.
man,
It's crazy.
you don't see that unless it's a flash mob nowadays. Man.
Right. So listen, the crazy part about it is, me and Mar met in passing because both of our sons played for the same organization. It was just hey, how you doing? Making eye contact with another black man.
Being respectful.
Yeah, how you doing, right? When he first walked into the gym, his first words to me was like, how you doing? Introduced himself and said, if you need help with anything, let me know.
Sound like Mar.
At this particular time, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm hearing everybody saying, I'm like, all right, cool. Never thought to reach out to him. He kept saying, yo, if you need help.
Because I saw him,
He saw me.
A lot going on.
There's a lot.
So it ended up being two teams. It was a 12-year-old team and a 14-year-old team. There was no way in the world I could have did both. I tried. But I couldn't give all of me to one group. I was giving both groups less than half. So it turned out in their play. So I had another guy to help me, Coach Preston. Shout out to you because
absolutely.
because you put a lot of energy into us, the organization. We still do a lot of things you told us. I owe you a drink. You know it when I see you was on. To this day, he connected me with people at the Danny Rump tournaments. Councilman Isaiah Thomas, like he introduced me to those people, so I shook those.
Mike, them my people.
Yeah.
So them my folk.
Yeah, Mike. When Mike saw me at the Danny Rump tournament, he was like, "I know
my
you."
man Morak.
I was I know we know of each other, so we spoke briefly.
Mike been a good dude since forever, man. He was the original white chocolate. FYI, I don't think niggas know Mike.
Mike was nice.
Mike was nice. But go ahead, bro.
So, Coach P said, you know what? You take the younger guys. Take the young guys. You got them. I'm gonna take the older guys.
Word.
We had a terrible summer. Like our summer was shitty. We couldn't win a game.
Couldn't win a game.
I feel like I kind of seen some of that.
Yeah, I posted a lot of it.
We couldn't win a game. Then the fall came. Brother Mar said, "What you want me to do?" Like I was like, you know what? I need help. I'm a man. I need help. I need help. Right. He said, I got you. Okay, what you need me to do? I said, you take the 14s. I'll take the 12s. So then the 12s, they played together a little bit longer. They're a little bit more organized as a squad. They know how to move. And
they ain't got 35 AIs, Steph Currys, and
Dame
Lillards on the team.
At the time, 14 was like that.
That's how it be.
Yeah. At the time, they
were smelling themselves.
Right. I got to get 30. I got to get 30. My girl there. I need a highlight.
Right. All that. I got posters.
I know all about it.
Yeah. Like me and Mark talk right now.
That thin line is so thin.
Yeah.
But it's the same in the streets.
Yeah.
Between the porch and the sidewalk.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, but you're right, though. You're right. We on topic.
It's so thin.
We on top.
Such a thin
like,
line.
I told Mar the other day, these kids, like, this is the microwave age. They see something, they want it right away, not knowing that you seen Kobe do like a shimmy and a jump shot, and he makes it. Kobe practiced that 10,000 times before he got in the game and took it. So you're not going to just come in the game and shimmy and think you're going to make it.
He practiced it 5,000 times the night that he had just finished losing
Yes.
an NBA game.
Yes, right.
Say that one more time, so I don't think the people
He practiced it 5,000 times on a night that he just lost the NBA game. Because because he not gonna go through that again. That's a different level of determination,
Yes, you know what I'm saying?
commitment.
I'm a segue.
Especially when you damn near a billionaire.
Right.
I'm a segue
Guaranteed.
off of that, but it stays in point, right?
Let's go.
Jay Rose told a story about Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
He said he wanted to be the first one in the gym because he knew Kobe would get in around 4. So Jay got in there at 2. Kobe was already there.
He was already in full sweat.
Full sweat.
full sweat.
Doing game moves. So Jay said it was like drenching. Jay said he stayed there till like 9.
Yo.
Said it's
Waiting him out.
Kobe still doing game moves. After the game, Jay asked Cole, yo, what time did you, why was you there so long? He said, motherfucker, I was going to outwork you.
Yeah, I'll wait for you to leave.
Wait for you to leave.
I'm outworking you.
Literally.
Right.
Like, nigga, I'd have
I
been
looked
here.
there, I saw you. I kept working.
I'd have been here for 4 hours. You had me here 12. When you leaving?
When you leaving? Right.
But that's what it takes to be great.
Different.
Exactly.
In anything.
Anything, bro.
If you
Sports,
draw, keep
work.
putting your pen to the tablet of the
Yeah.
pad until you get that corner right.
Facts.
Yo, that's so crazy. And to get back to the original story, Coach P, Mars stepped in. I went fully divided, undivided attention with 12. He went fully divided with 14. You seen the growth, right? Now I got the 12-year-olds playing against 14 and 15-year-old players in practice every day, right? So when they're playing against people their age, they walking through them.
Right.
They walk. We ran through every team, but the Philly Astros do the practice the same way we practice, and they got us. They beat us, right? All of my guys looked me in my face and told me, Coach, I never want to lose again like that. My son said, Dad, I'm not losing again like that ever in my life. They all came to my house afterwards. The next game they beat by 35.
Yeah.
The next game they beat by 20. This is not a lie. If you want to Google it, Competitive Edge Sports, Fall League, Potential Threats, 6th grade team, look it up.
Yeah.
Lost 1 game.
He told you what team was the loss. Look at that.
Yeah, look, we lost to the Philly Astros. We got rocked. It was like 48-17. And they had
Mark took it personally.
Yeah, I did because I want that back. Like
we won
all these back. Now like, all right, look, that's how I take this stuff personally.
And
bro.
we won every game until that championship. And if you look at the pictures of my son holding the trophy, he's not smiling.
Yeah, he's
not smiling. His words was, "Job is not done."
I had that dog in you though.
I want that run back with the Astros.
Right.
That's all he said. I want that run back with the Astros.
That's what it's about. It feel like the mission ain't complete.
It ain't done yet.
But you know what? One thing for sure, two things for certain. Something I learned young as an athlete was teams take on the personality of the coach.
Right.
And also athletes play sports the way that they live life.
Wow.
If you'll push over in life, you'll push over on the court.
court.
You know what I mean? Like it's that simple,
That's
and then
true.
it's way more intricate than that.
Wow, it's really.
You know what I mean?
That was deep.
That's true though.
Because I just realized, I just thought about all of my players that I have right now.
Right.
Running from me.
I'm saying it to y'all because y'all should understand.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking of one of the guys we got right now, right? He'll know I'm talking about him when I say this. We had a scrimmage, and he didn't play well. And I was like, yo, you playing like a bitch. You playing like a bitch. I'm not putting you back in if you keep playing like a bitch. He looked at me and was like, why you say that to me? I said, because that's how you playing. Prove me wrong. He didn't get back in that game. But that next practice, I saw the dog in him. And every time after that, I saw the dog
Young
in him.
pit bull.
And
Young Rockwater.
I didn't give him I shouldn't say this, but I didn't give him like the green light. Yeah, you got my approval. No, you ain't get that yet.
Yeah,
You
I need
get that.
consistency now.
Consistency, yeah.
It's
Show me
about
you a dog
consistency
all the
now.
time.
Absolutely.
Show me a dog all the time. And that's what I do. Like, my son plays, to this day, my son still plays for Team Evolution, right? He comes plays with us when he can. But I like the fact that my son can go to Evolution and learn, then he can come with us and play against people who's bigger than him, right? Because now you're running against trees. We got somebody that's 6'5", 6'3". My son's, 5'6", 4", somewhere around there, something like that. Little guy. He's not afraid to run into those trees, and that's what we do. That's what we do, like, together. And I'm glad I got this brother here with me, and I'm glad I got Coach Robin Lewis with me.
Yes, shout out Coach Robin.
Shout out to Coach Robin.
Gotta shout Coach Robin.
Yeah, please shout out everybody that's involved with these kids, man.
Listen, it's a village. I'm gonna say some names, and and if I forget you, charge it to my mind, not my heart. Please,
Always.
please.
Always. No, that's real time.
Listen, I'm not going to say this is all of me because it's not. You might see my face forward. I might be a voice to some things, but none of this would be possible without my wife.
Absolutely.
Right. Facts.
First and foremost is my
Facts.
God and my wife, right?
That's why I saluted the wife earlier.
Right.
I love whatever
Right.
women is holding these gentlemen
Right.
down and making it possible for y'all to do what y'all do.
Right. So when
You know what I mean?
when I was ready to quit, like, yo, this ain't working.
much,
It's
right.
too much. It's the financial aspect, because certain families can't afford to, right? In my kind heart, like, yo, he's a good athlete. I want him to play. It's either he plays basketball with us or take the opportunity to go out on the street and something bad happened to him. Then I'll feel even worse that I couldn't give a few bucks to let this guy play basketball, right? My wife realized that she has a catering business. Shout out to Beyond Blessed Hands Catering.
Shout out to them.
Yes.
And she
fundraised for y'all?
Yes, she did in the middle
I
of
was
the
about
court.
to say that, in the middle of the court,
Middle
bro.
of the court. Middle of the court.
Real rap.
She fundraised.
No,
every
but it's
game.
important.
Every game she.
And
every
that's
game.
the part a lot of the times, and I hate to like divide things, but the women know how to get to the in between part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause we got pride and we be on some shit, and it'd be like I can figure it out because it's
Right.
always been on your shoulders.
Right.
But sometimes if you got the right ones around, they know how to ask for help in a way that is phenomenal.
Absolutely right.
Listen.
Phenomenal.
They know how to get.
And real quick, I don't mean to
No,
cut
you
your
good.
wisdom too much.
You good.
But shout out to Miss Brooks. I played in a league called the Chestnut Hill Fathers Club, and she said these kids need an all-star game. She rented a gym. She got supermarkets and local businesses to donate food, beverage, whatever have you. And we damn near had Temple practice uniforms if we would have had the game a week later.
Wow.
Wow.
But you talk about somebody that just know how
That's
to
crazy.
reach out and use
Yeah,
leverage,
just
and
talk.
it's for the community. It's
For
for
the community, bro.
And I went nuts in one of them.
As you should.
I got in trouble in school that day, and my parents ain't know yet. I thought I was gonna die. Man, I went crazy. I was the youngest one in the tournament. I got MVP of one of them joints.
Congratulations. Shout out to you for that.
But go ahead.
So my
But
wife.
it's important for these people that know how to raise. That was my point.
I'm glad you said that, because it's so many people I want to congratulate. So my wife set up shop in the middle of the summer league games. She took her own personal money, bought food, and sold food and beverages on the court for us to make money, right? To keep everything going. Now, next person I want to shout out is big sister Leah Johnson Roberts of the Barstool Learning Center.
Yes.
Once again.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Leah, thank you.
I gotta pull up on y'all, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So
But beyond the 10th, I got
Man,
pull up.
yeah.
she literally, first and foremost, before I go any further, she does consultations, like financial consultations, like life consultations.
Dope.
So if you guys want to follow us, it's a Leah. I'll give it to you. Maybe you could put it in there.
Yeah.
If you give it to us, we'll pin it.
Yeah, you got.
We got you.
The Hennessy. Forgive me.
It's cool. I got fine productions for that. That's for the
best in the
balance out the
business.
Henny.
Right. So we shout out to Leah. You probably plugged in right here somewhere.
Yeah,
or up
right
here,
there.
or somewhere. I'm not sure.
She gonna be on the bottom somewhere.
So probably right here in the bottom, Leah.
Yeah,
we got
right
you.
over to Sam Dana.
Leah, so we got you, and she really taught me how. She always would spit game to me, like little things, like get your LLC, and you can get money. Get a nonprofit, you can ask for funding, and she sat down and talked to us. And at this particular time, she was doing it for free. Now it's for a fee.
Absolutely.
Now it's for a fee because this thing is rolling, but she was giving us the game for free. She was giving us the game
Beautiful
for-
thing.
She gave us so much game,
much
right?
game, right.
My wife took that game and elevated. Let's say my wife went to the 10th level, right? My daughter, Danae Carter, took it to the 100th power. She has 2 LLCs just from a conversation. But she did this before Aaliyah, but Aaliyah put more stuff into her. Black Belly Naturals is her own hair care line.
I was about to say you got to shout out with the businesses.
And then Tashay's Palace is her salon suite.
Congratulations, sweetheart.
Thank you. I'm going to say thank you for
Young
on behalf of her.
lady.
I'm gonna say
Young,
on behalf
young
of her.
lady.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Congratulations. I love it.
And that's also go back to the village, right? Because those 3 women, right? I'm taking myself out of the equation. Just those 3 women alone. My son is like, my sister got her own business. My mom,
Right.
You experienced this in real time.
Oh, real time.
Aunt Leah got this building on Bustleton and McGee. What am I going
It's something to turn up now.
Yeah.
But what is that?
Right.
And as long as you see, I grew up in an entrepreneurial family.
Me too.
I'm from West
We all
Philly.
did, right.
I'm from Uptown, but my family is from West Philly.
Okay.
So Rice's Barbershop, there's been a few of them. My grandfather started My dad and my uncle been shaving balloons with a straight razor since they was 10 years old.
Wow, that's work.
Yeah, that's that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to learn how to shave people, and then when you get tall enough to be over the chair, you cut. So by 12, by the
Good.
age of we talking about, they was working like full time damn near. Like you out of school, you in the shop, you either sweeping or you cutting somebody, you doing something. And you learn certain things from just like, I've never in my life looked at working for somebody for the rest of my life, ever.
Right.
I never looked at college as my only thing. I thought I deserved to go to college.
Thanks.
And I thought that it was expected of me to go to college also, but I never thought of it as like the end all be all to everything, because ultimately I'm going to do me at some point because it's possible. You know what I mean? You see it in real time. Those cues are important. And I speak to those all the time because when I have conversations about business, just my general knowledge of business beyond what I studied in school supersedes everybody that wants to buy a barbershop tomorrow.
Right.
Thanks.
You see what I'm saying? And when I say my family barbershops have been around for over 50 years, you know how many barbershops came and went?
Oh, for sure.
You know how many cheap brand new chairs we got?
Right.
How many countertops that barely been used that we've been able to inherit or buy for the low?
Right.
Because
Liquidations.
You can't afford it no more,
bro. Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we remodel off of y'all failures. And it's not a celebratory thing.
Yeah.
It's not a celebratory thing. Like, you learn these things.
Right.
You learn how to reinvest in your business first before you get the car and you get the...
Right.
You know what I mean? You learn those things. And I just think that that's important. But one thing I want to say to you, because we're going to get too crazy, because we're having a great time.
We are. I'm already.
Yeah, but for somebody with 8 nicknames, you a humble brother, bro. You humble. Ever since you started speaking, it's been about what your son did, what Mar did, what Coach P did, what Aaliyah did, what your wife does, and the reason that you found success, quote unquote, in the span of time, because I think that what you're doing is successful.
Thank you.
I don't know what your goals are. That's why I put the quotes up.
Right.
But the reason that you're seeing such progress in the amount of time you are is because you're doing it from the right place with the right intentions, and you have the right people around you, and you recognize them and know how to delegate.
Correct. It took some time to learn how to delegate, right?
Delegating is weird.
It is weird because I'm the oldest of 8 children. I'm used to doing things.
I'm laughing because I listen. He can tell you, right? I would literally, and I'm not afraid to call this boy, yo, bro, listen, though, this go in. Advice. You know what I mean? Certain people I would call. So that's why I saw you going through it. I'm like, yo, listen, bro.
Listen. Once Mar was like, I got you. I was like, you literally felt the weight come off your shoulder because now you got, okay, listen, he focusing on this. I could pour more of my energy and efforts over to that. Right. And it worked. It worked. And so when Robin comes in, it works. So I want to thank you for that. And what you said is because it's bigger than me. It's not just me, right? Like I don't want to take the glory of anything. Like when we first started.
The reason that I thanked and saluted y'all in the beginning of this is the recognition of that.
Right. Yeah. So if one guy, just one, I'm not even gonna say go to the league because that's like 1 in a million.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one. But if one guy takes a tool that I taught him and use it to either get into college or university for free or at a discounted rate, I feel like I won.
We won, right?
How about you turn out another great coach?
Right.
Or that too.
And that affects hundreds of thousands of more kids.
That too, absolutely.
Or just my presence with that person, I saved your life because these nights I got you. You with me, you wasn't outside.
And that's something that I want to touch on because, like I said, I take the sport personally. Fuck sports in general. Basketball is my shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna tell me I wanted to Kobe at Finley Playground. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't have told me that.
Shout out to Finley Playground. I got a lot of blood on that ground out there.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's one of them joints you gonna spill on.
Yeah.
And damn sure duck them poles.
Right. Oh yeah.
Two of them. Both ends.
Boom. Right. I got a shoulder. Oh my God.
No, real rap. I seen people get slammed dead into them pups and just like. Call the aim. Oh, he all right.
He all right. Keep on. You good?
But,
all right.
Like I said, my coaches taught us more than just basketball. Like, same way that you said big brother, dad, all of that. One of my coaches told me to value my best friend because he was explaining from he didn't say it was about him, but I was wise enough to know. He's like, everybody don't have a best friend.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at my homie a little, and it might have made me overly protective of him. You know what I mean? Based on what we went through in the future. But it made me look at life different through certain things. And then there was another thing. One of our mottos, if it was a home game, when we down, it's close to the end of the game. You win the game and you win the fight. That we gotta protect this house. That Under Armour shit, nigga, we was early on that. I'm trying not to curse too much because I know y'all players might watch. But like, just as a mentality, that's how our coaches talk to us. The same way you said, same way you said you told young boy, yo, you acting like a bitch.
Yeah, we curious.
We had motherfuckers that we knew if we put you in the game, it's going down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody's following up, and we getting out of here safe.
Sidebar, parents, I don't talk to every child like that.
Yeah, I was about to say,
No,
please, let's say
can't.
that.
I don't. Every child has a different
relationship
with me, right?
Yeah.
Some
can't.
children I need to say, yo, you acting like a little bitch. Get out there and man up. Some guys need just a pat on the back. Some guys need to, all right, try hard.
You can't tell a 13-year-old, yo, you acting like a girl right now.
Yeah, because
it means nothing.
Okay, I'm acting like a girl. Okay.
Nothing. Like it's actually more of a shot than if you said you acting like a bitch because he like, huh?
Right.
He confused by that. Like, not a girl.
Right.
For instance, I'm gonna use my son in sin.
Yeah.
I can tell Sin, you playing like a little bitch right now. Pass the fucking ball.
right. And
You making horrible decisions. Pass the
But the
fucking
kind
ball.
of father that I know Mar is, Sin understands exactly why he got that.
That's the language, though.
He understands exactly where that came from.
My son, on the other hand, I just gotta look at him like, yo, toughen up, yo. You making us lose. You ain't doing what you supposed to do.
Right.
You're here for a reason. Do that. He'll look at me and like, all right, I got you. And he'll give it his all on that court, offense and defense. The reason why I said those two guys in particular, right? They are our children, of course, so we put more. They get more.
They're the safest examples.
Yeah,
I'm glad you used it. I'm glad you used it.
Absolutely, safest examples, right.
I use my son as the safest example. But there's one other kid who I'm going to use because he's like a son to me. Little Dante Preacher.
That's my man.
Matter of fact, I can say these little kids right here. My man Chris, you know what I'm talking about. I can't think of your last name right now. Those two.
Probably better.
Right. Yeah, don't say the last name.
Zamir, yo, Tamir. That my 12U squad. Sin. Not his sin.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Yeah,
another
it's
sin,
another
another
sin,
sin.
yeah.
My whole 12U squad. I'm either big brother or pop to them. Most of them call me dad on the low. They call me dad. Like, yo, listen, things ain't going right. And I talk to them. So when they out on the court, they give it that extra oomph.
No, it's important.
They the extra oomph. Like, and then it's like, shout out to Coach Ish, because I call it like a parenting thing, right? Right now the kids are all hers. And then the kids come to dad in the summertime. So she got the kids, now they playing for Frankfurt Chargers and they'll play for Team Evolution, and then when that's over with, they'll come play for us. And then I'll get the kids back. And what that does is keep the kids busy.
Absolutely.
All year round.
Right.
And then those circle of parents that we have make everything, it just make everything right. Like those parents, the communication, which me and Mars like super big on. Like super big on. Like, I'm running late for practice. Okay, shoot me a text. I can't make practice. Shoot me a text.
Right.
How do you think I did today? I'm gonna let you know honestly, but communicate with me. That goes to parents too.
No, it's important. I think that parents can overstep and parents can underdo, but a lot of it is based on understanding.
Right.
A lot of it is based on communication, and when you're dealing with a energy and a population and the culture that we have nowadays, communication cuts out a lot of nonsense.
Yes,
man.
And
a lot.
that's what I'm
Because
saying.
you're dealing with a population of children that are trying to learn, and quite a few adults, not the majority, that don't understand certain things.
That's true.
And their child doesn't deserve any less, and they don't deserve any less respect.
Right.
Facts.
But if we can find common ground,
Absolutely.
we have less things to worry about.
Right.
But the individual attention, like to know, specifically coaches know this better than anybody besides teachers, every child doesn't learn the same, every child doesn't communicate the same.
Exactly.
When you take the time to get on their level, similar to that school teacher, was a young black guy that had a different handshake for
Everybody, the whole class.
There's a reason that went viral.
Right.
Because he took time
To learn
To learn
to
every last
personalize something with each and every one of these children. What do you think?
Right.
How do you think he communicates when a book is open?
Yeah, they got his attention. He has their attention.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He
Undivided
knows
attention.
exactly how to talk to each and every one of them.
I would love to see that, like those grades. I would love to see that report card.
Who you think they gonna be talking about at moments in their life in the future when they like, well, if it wasn't for this teacher or this coach or whatever have you.
Right.
These are the people that we remember. I speak on my coaches all the time, down to the worst ones.
I still talk
because I learned a lot from the biggest asshole coach in the city.
Right.
What's crazy is when I was growing up in South Philly, right? My dad at one particular time in his life, he was a street boy. You know, he did his thing, not glorifying this at all, but he made friends that were still in that life. And they remember me as little Chucky, hey, little Chucky, right? So these guys knew I was a little guy, like a little short guy, but they knew I had a little basketball game, right? So they would see me and be like, yo, why you not out there with them? You supposed to be over there with them. I don't feel like it. No, let's go get you some sneaks. They'll go buy me some sneaks. Go get me a leg. Now you over there with them. And those guys put the battery in my back, my friend Khalif back, my friend James back, my friend Reefy, they put the battery in our back. And then we playing basketball here, right? Then when I get older, some of them same guys is saying, yo, you got to go to Tiff and Lombard and play those guys. Go in there. And they sitting and they betting on us on the sideline. I got my young boys coming.
Too. I got way too many stories about being bet on.
At the end of the game, so I'm like, yeah, good game.
I remember those games.
Like, what's that for? Oh, yeah, you
I played in a different pair of sneaks every game. I never played in the same pair of sneaks in the league unless it was the playoffs. Then I would wear my favorite joints, like my most comfortable, whatever have you.
Right.
But if it was 12 games in a season, I didn't wear the same pair of sneaks every week.
Nice.
Y'all remember those?
Because of shit like that.
Yeah.
And I go to Marshalls and get a $20 pair. Go to Fuller, I get an $80 pair.
I'm trying to tell my son about them. He don't be so gay.
I used to get Kobe's out of Marshalls.
Right? Shout out to Marshalls.
I go to Ross and find some Twan Jameson.
Shout out to Marshalls and TJ Maxx in the county. Go to the county. Go to the county. Go to the county.
You don't listen to me, bro.
Yo, take a ride. Take a ride out the county. Take a ride out the county and see what you do.
We used to catch the bus for them deals.
Yeah.
I got a pair of LeBron 9s out of there.
Especially if you wear like size 13, 14, 15,
Oh, you
16.
Bigfoot dude?
You Bigfoot dudes.
I got 12. I got size 12.
Yo, 13 to like size 18, you got everything.
Everything in there.
I wear everybody's size and I still found shit. You Bigfoot dudes are safe.
Right.
A 12 is not safe. But
13 and up, y'all safe.
Bro, I'm a 10.
Well,
I'm everybody's size.
dangerous.
From 5'6" to 6'2".
That's
Niggas
dangerous.
is between a
That's
9
dangerous,
and a
right.
10 and a half.
I'm a 10 and a half.
I'm a 12.
I sold sneakers as a kid. When I was 15, I had a sneaker store job. Like, I know these things.
Right.
Like, I can size you up on a walk-in, and I know your style.
Yo, that was like my dream job as a teenager. I always wanted to work at like Foot Locker, or like, it was this sneaker store in South Philly called Golden Sports. Shout out to Kim.
Yeah,
it was
I remember
right
Golden
Sports right next to Pathmark.
Yep.
Yo, I always wanted to get a job there. He was like, no.
My sister homeboy slid me in Champs out Willow Grove. And when I said slid me in Champs, my interview was filling out the NCAA brackets for the March Madness. He had already introduced me to everybody as, he works here.
Yeah, he works here.
Yeah, he works here.
This your co-worker.
Yeah.
Then he was like, you ready to interview him? And the manager was like, that's your boy, you interview it. We went and filled the bracket out,
Right.
ate a slice of pizza, went back, and I had a job. Realized this shit was made perfect for me.
Right.
All I care about is sneaks.
Yeah, that's like Trey. That's my son. My son is, and me personally, I'm a generic type sneak ball, like Nikes.
Stick to the basics.
Stick to the basics. I might get something crazy every once in a while. My son on Nike.com like this. Dad, look, I got this lay. And I'm gonna change these.
They creating sneakers too.
I'm gonna switch this color up to do this to match. These Kyrie's gonna match my school uniform.
Right.
And I'm like, oh. And come 2 weeks later, I'm like, you did that? Yo, we know potential threat colors is black and green.
Right.
You want to do mine?
Design some sneaks, right?
No, but that's the twist. It'll carry over. You got to utilize that sun. We talk about starting stuff. We gonna utilize the energy you already got. We gonna fold it into something real quick.
Right.
Because I'm gonna say designed by.
Yes.
And then we gonna act like everybody else can't do what you can do.
Exactly. Shout out to my son too, because what he did at one particular time was he started his own business called CSR Sneaks, and what he did was he was a reseller. Well, he is a reseller, right? He's a reseller. He would get sneaks that
It's a real business
That
our parents thought was impossible.
Big business right now.
he thought he would get sneaks that all right, these Jordans coming out. I'm gonna wait in line. I'm gonna get these Jones. I'm gonna get two.
My son used to have me out there, but I said no, I ain't doing it no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Yo,
what with
yo,
me.
young boy. All right, so speaking about that resale, right? So young boy had me in the mall. Well, not my son. I was in the mall with my son to go buy the Cardinals, the ones that just came out, the fours, right? I'm trying to buy the fours for him. So we in there trying to get his size, but I can't find the size nowhere. But some white boy came up to me like, "Yo, OG, I got $50 for you. You can go in there and buy me a pair, of, the Cardinals, any size. I don't care what size they are, any babies, whatever.
Just
buy
grab
me-
them.
Just grab them." So I'm like, wait a minute. So I ain't peeped until I walked away that he
real.
already had like, yo, boy
couldn't
had
buy
like
no more.
16 pair
He
of
couldn't buy
fucking
no more.
J's, bro.
And his flip about to be stupid.
Yo, I was like,
Yeah.
yo, and yo, but look, so I was like, nah. Then somebody else came up. He was handing like people 50s to go in the store. Boy had to go out and get boy was like 17.
Yeah.
Hand
man.
was 50. Go buy the J's and then come back and then he was like, yo, we gotta get out of here.
The
And he darted,
entrepreneurship
left.
at this age is different,
It's
man.
crazy.
It's much
bro.
different, yo.
But that's what I was saying. Like these kids are so much smarter. You know what I mean? I ain't say smarter, but they so much advanced than what we were, bro.
Now, before we get too far, because I don't want to get too deep in the pod, just for how pod and go people
Right.
listen to us so long.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
March 10th.
Oh yeah. Wait. So I was going to wait for
March
you to
10th.
hold
We
on,
keep
let me
talking
put
after
Oh yeah,
that.
Yeah.
listen.
Let's
I
handle
wa-
business.
I wanna put
Because
this-
I've been having too much fun with y'all. We got to
I
handle
won't put
business.
this up on the live though, cause that's
You know
March
what?
10th.
You mind if I go live?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Y'all do y'all
Everybody
thing,
go live.
but,
March 10th, definitely. We got to talk about that.
What I want to talk about, because I think that y'all let me know when y'all good. I don't think you live yet.
No, I was waiting for him.
I'm good.
No,
All right,
go.
I'm good.
Let them connect.
Bang.
But I don't know if you understand how important I think what you're doing or what you're trying to accomplish or expose these children to is. You ever watch the LeBron doc?
I did watch it. I did watch
Watch
it.
some of it.
There's a lot. First of all, make sure all y'all kids or y'all
Players watch it,
athletes watch that. But there's a lot you can learn from it. And one thing that I noticed about it when I saw it the first time was that for his age, he always knew what to say on camera.
Right.
It wouldn't be, sophisticated somebody after a game in a league answer, but I also went to high school with Eddie Griffin.
Okay.
Yo, yes.
You see what I'm saying? And I watched Eddie Griffin, rest in peace to my guy, watch our quarterback after a championship do an interview, and I'm like, yo, we out. Everybody going ahead. He like, hold up, I'm trying to see something real quick.
Right.
Because he was trying to figure out his balance in them joints.
Right.
And I never really saw that out of Bryant. So I appreciate what y'all trying to do. Explain what it is, though.
Go ahead, man.
So the idea of Media Day is to give these young athletes an opportunity to be interviewed on a higher scale, right? Just as you said it. What I look at as Media Day is we got 30 kids in that gym. Out of those 30 kids, some of them may never play outside of this gym. They may never get the experience being interviewed or having a camera in their face or somebody asking them a question. And then for those kids who do have the opportunity, that skill set, this is practice for when you're there.
Absolutely.
You'll know what to.
Big fact.
I had people coming to ask you questions to trip you up.
Right.
Purposely. I
Same.
had 3 people there that's going to ask questions to trip you up to say, so you say, I don't want that to be you when the lights are really on you. Media
Right.
Day is to bring attention not to the program per se, but to the athletes.
Absolutely.
To the athletes. Like
Absolutely.
me personally, I put everything in front of me. Like I put the kids in front of me. I put the program in front of me. Like this is for the athletes. Media Day is for the athletes. What's up, Chris? So when I brought it to actually me and Mara, we always talk before practice, during practice, and after practice. So at this one particular practice, me and Mara was talking about something, and I was like, yo, we should do Media Day. No, what we saying, the photo shoot first?
Yeah, we talking about the photo shoot, and then you did mention Media Day, and then the word just the word Media Day
Just
like,
rung off.
I was like, whoa.
Oh, yeah, it was like Media Day. And we just like, cool, Media Day, and we pushed it out there like Media Day is what we're
Right.
trying to do.
Right.
So like he reached out to you.
Yeah, he was the
He
first
reached
person
out
I
to
called.
you. Like, right,
Sammie was the
literally,
first person I
literally,
called.
After he went that way, I went and called my big bro Mar. Mar, this is what I need. I'm doing blah 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 blah. This is where I need you to help at.
Facts.
And boom, I called his wife Leah. Hey sis, this is what we doing. Da 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 da. And we went and made our connections. Next thing I know, yo, we gonna be sipping with Sammie.
Right. I was like,
we sipping with Sammie.
and then we sipping with Sammie. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, one thing for sure, two things for certain, for whoever's paying attention to this, man. I said it before. If Mar is on board, then I believe in it. But you also are tying in quite a few things that I take personally.
Right. Facts.
You know what I mean? The sports world, young black men. Right?
Yes.
Basketball, media.
Yes.
Being well spoken. It's a lot of 45-year-old men that can't do Sippin' with Sammie because if they sit next to me, they going, yeah, I'm saying me for how long before we ain't really had a conversation.
Feel me? Yeah. You know what I mean? Feel me? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You feel me? You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, just say it.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
Tell me what you mean.
Tell me what you mean.
Please.
But like, I think that, and we all have crutches and we all have things to work through. And I actually try to coach people through them when I recognize them. That's part of the reason that the Glockaware team winds up being so solid is because we try to, nudge.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
But these little things matter. These kids are obsessed with what they're projected as.
Right.
With the observation of them is. And you can't fault them.
Right.
All you can do is give them the tools to make sure that they go into that room with enough confidence.
Absolutely.
And enough know-how to navigate the room because they're only expected to be them.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And they have to understand that also.
Absolutely.
So that's why some of the maybe the majority of the athletes won't understand this right now.
Yeah.
No.
But later on, they're like, I did this already.
And,
I did this.
and they'll have something to reference.
Right.
Right. So some of the guys I know for a fact, oh, this Carney, I don't want no parts of that. I'm here for the photo shoot. But when you realize somebody may be talking to you, right? And then you say, well, whatever you want to say to them, and then they get loose and they start talking, and then, okay, now I can talk, right? So now I don't have a problem public speaking, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a big thing. That's a big thing.
It's a huge thing.
Public speaking is a big thing.
Huge thing.
Not only being able to speak in public, but to know what to say when you're talking.
I think the misconception is that if somebody doesn't know how to articulate their thoughts, that they're dumb.
Right. That's a big one.
And a lot of kids get put in boxes when they don't know how to articulate based on multiple things, but part of it is understanding what's expected.
Right.
Expectations.
Right.
So if you could set a baseline, then they could work within those boundaries.
Right.
But a lot of children don't, especially within the last couple generations, I'm not just going to put it on this younger one, they have a hard time with boundaries, setting their own. And that's part of being interviewed too. Just because somebody asks you something doesn't mean it deserves an answer.
That's true too.
Like
LeBron's perfect.
Right.
It's things that simple
Right.
that you can learn in real time now.
Right.
That it's like, you know what? If, like, for instance, you said somebody trying to trip them up, have yourself a go-to answer. Nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Nothing wrong with hey, man, I rely on my team. My coaches are awesome.
I'm just saying something don't get fined.
We drink Gatorade, I think.
Right. We just right. Something like that.
Next
That's what
question?
you're supposed to do, right? Keep it moving.
You like fried chicken too?
Word.
You like fried chicken?
That's crazy. What y'all about to... All right, but no, we good. What's going on?
What you say? Yeah.
Like, show personality more than you worry about being robotic but knowing your boundaries helps with that.
Right.
The anxiety comes from not knowing the boundaries, not having your own boundaries.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Of what you willing to do. And then you go and get that one kid, a couple kids, stone cold firecracker.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Stone cold.
We are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Came right to my mind.
Yeah, me too.
Stone cold.
That's what media.
But they gotta learn from each other.
That's what it's for.
They gotta learn from each other. Because once the comments get around and people is like, yo, he killed his.
Yeah, you're right. But
what you do over there?
Yeah.
The eyes were eyes.
You ever had that homie you was at the house party and he always showed up late, and when he showed up late, it went up?
Yeah.
I remember asking my mom about, and that's my brother to this day. And I remember asking my mom about my friend like that, and she was like, "It's an energy thing.
Mm-hmm.
He understands something, and
It's
people
aura.
understand it from him. It's a thing, and that made me start trying to figure out that thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, we gotta learn from each other, bro.
It's crazy. Like, over the past, I'm gonna say I'm 40 now, so over the past, I'm gonna say 7 years, that's when I started. 33, 32, I started to realize that energy is real.
It's real,
it's
bro.
Real.
Me too.
So
it's
real.
I'll be 40 in May.
Yeah, energy is real. Like, what you put out, what you get back.
Yes.
The people around you it's energy
Facts.
drainers. You got people around you who will uplift you.
But what's bad with the energy thing, and where a lot of us get tripped up at, is it's the same thing. You get what you putting into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be a boss, you want to be a demon, you want to be a goon, you want to be that.
Yep.
You'll get that out of it, and that's fulfilling. But
Facts.
what do you get from it?
Facts.
Wisdom makes it where you start wanting to desire different things from your energy.
Oh, for sure.
Because you could be successful as hell at being a terror by 12 if that's your energy.
That's it.
But by the time you're 32, if you blessed enough to make it there, hopefully you on the outside to say, yo, it got to be something better to dedicate my energy to.
Right.
And the problem is, I just agree with you. I was around the same age. We take till 30 something. But also, I used to look at 30 like retirement.
Me too. I did too.
We all did.
I was
right?
like,
I used to look at 30 like,
think about it.
if I make it to 30,
No, the for
I ain't working.
especially when you had the money that I touched at 23.
I was about to say, we made that 25, you was good. That's what we still say, yo.
Bro, it's a mentality and it's something that we have, a social structure that we have to break these kids out of.
Right.
We have to break them out of. And these things teach them that they're more valuable than those things. These things give them something else to strive for. When they have idle time, maybe some of that time goes to, yo, next time I'm in that position, how do I present myself better?
Right.
How do I have better stats than the last time they talked to me? Better accomplishments? How do I be able to say, yo, I got this chip, I got an MVP, I got a scoring title.
Right.
These things matter for the greater goal.
Right.
Not for the community. The community comes after you as champion. It's yours.
Right.
Because your job is to get where you're supposed to go right now.
Right.
Correct.
So maybe I'll give you something to dedicate more energy to.
Absolutely.
To figuring out.
I love it. And that's why Media Day to me is so important, is because you can hear my voice, you hear Coach Mar's voice, you can hear Coach Robin's voice, you can hear all of our voices, right? But when you hear somebody else like you, or we got somebody else coming to talk, like when you hear these different voices, it's like, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Like,
I said, oh yeah, Coach Mar, Coach Manny was right. Like, oh, maybe I should go this way.
Shaq said I could talk all day, but when Uncle Dwayne Wade come over and say the same thing I done said 10 times, it means something.
It means something.
Right.
When Uncle Kobe show up and, you know what I mean, it means something different.
Right.
Yes.
You heard me?
I know that for certain. My
And
son,
we ain't there,
We-
we the village.
Right.
my
So
son,
we gotta do that.
Me and my son is like this. If I can get closer to my fingers,
Right.
me and my son is we're tighter than this, right?
Beautiful.
I can tell my son, yo man, go clean your room, man. Your room dirty. Go clean your room.
You looking like a slob, bro.
Right.
Yeah, he on here right now. So we talking about you, Trey.
Right.
So I can tell him that. My brother Lamar come in like, Trigger, what's up with your room? I'm gonna go clean it right now, Uncle Mark.
Like, how much does he pay you?
Right.
Because I pay for everything.
you like, but once again, it's the village, right?
Right,
It's the village.
bro, it's
I can go to his house and his girls is there, and the house is messy. I'm like, yo, man, pick that up. All right, Uncle Trey,
And go clean it up.
and get it up.
But that's something I'm aware of, and that's why I love that you led with the village. That was one of the first things you said. Mar knows me. I give his unit positive reinforcement, acknowledgement, and all of that every time I'm around him, as much as I could be aware of. Since I first been around him, and I first seen a water company, and I first seen, you know what I mean?
Right.
Anything that they wanted to do. And I've also called him and said, I see you folks.
Right.
Don't tell them I see them.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, he's on my son too.
They doing what they supposed to do.
Right.
Don't even tell him. Just hold that for one of
Look,
them
he right
times. One of them times that y'all somewhere and y'all in the car or whatever,
Like I said,
and you can say, you know what,
what's up,
son?
boy?
You know why I bang with you? You know why I'm proud of you? Because I've been getting calls about you, and not the wrong ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we don't have to use everything in real time. Sometimes we spread it out. But I wanted my man to know I'm sitting 2 rows behind your son.
He was at the Danny Rump game.
He with about 3-4 his homies.
And I wasn't there, so seriously, with his friends.
Oh, which
And
one?
they
Not
playing.
last year, but the year before last.
It was
Last year.
Was I there?
Not with them.
I took him to the room.
No, he was there.
I took him
I
there.
wasn't sitting with him.
I wasn't sitting with him though. I gave him space.
Right.
I gave him space.
Bro,
So
I'm not
his son
capping.
was
He wasn't
there.
sitting with
So
him.
your son, so Trey
My son was there. My son was there.
I was there.
My son was there.
And they was playing around and they was joking and they was doing what
It was Trey, Sin, and Babakar.
Right. All right. There you go. Right.
they was doing.
He was sitting behind him, though.
They was doing what we used to do in the bleachers.
Right. I
But
was
they
sitting
wasn't
to the curb.
bothering nobody.
They was having fun amongst
That's what he
themselves.
said.
They was having amongst
And
themselves.
I'm like, you know what? Because people will always tell you, oh, they was doing it. Man, they was chilling, doing what they supposed to do because they still in the era, in the age bracket that they still think like that.
Right.
They play fighting and taking each other hats off.
Right.
Dumb shit like that.
Yo, he's 100% right. They was they was in the row in front of me. I was like, yo, what the fuck is
He
doing?
called me like, yo, is your son at the game? I'm like, yeah. I'm sitting right I'm sitting in front of him. I'm like, oh, all right.
And that goes back to spin to the village, right?
It's the village.
Because if
My dad had that when I was growing
if
up.
Coach P didn't, if I didn't meet Coach P, right? Coach P would have never introduced me to Isaiah Thomas, and I would have never got those tickets.
Right.
I had, if I wanted to
Shout
bring
out to
in-
Zeke.
Right,
Shout out to
that's crazy,
Isaiah.
bro. That's
if I,
crazy.
if I never met those group of people, I could have bought whoever I wanted to Denny Rump tournament. I had how many? The question was, how many tickets do you need?
Do you need?
Right.
Yeah, because that's what it's about.
How many do you
The
need?
rump thing just started around the heart. It started with love.
Right.
And shout out to Danny because if you
right.
ever
Shout
seen
out to
Danny, it's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Danny was one of them, bro.
Yeah, he's different, bro.
Like
He's
I
different.
seen him play in the first pair of up tempos ever, and he was a young boy. And I'm like, how he know about that? Because I was always been on my. And 4 plays in a row, he did 4 completely different things. Like caught a body, got a layup, caught a body, got an assist, pulled a 3, then came down and dunked on somebody. Like 4 plays in a row.
Different.
It was the senior league at Finley.
Okay.
Mallory had the only 18 and under team they had 2 teams in the senior league.
Right.
This nigga Danny was going nuts on Terrell Stokes and them, bro.
Wow. Yo,
Like you don't understand. Like I used to watch the clock. Sad I used to play in this league.
so hold up. So listen, right? So I been trying to tell my son about these names.
Well, yeah.
Like son, like
No, I grew up in a different
I
era,
was like,
bro.
son, like
When I
Philly
talk
used to
heavy,
be
it's for a
crazy.
reason.
Philly used to be crazy.
Philly was a movie.
South Philly had some of the best ballers.
For real.
18th, no, was it 17th with Susquehanna Duckery School? Mm-hmm. That was one of the premier leagues in the city.
16th and Sussex.
16th with Susquehanna. 52nd in Parkside.
Parkside.
That was another league.
And Finley was top 5 or 6 no matter what summer it was.
For sure.
And that's my home joint. Like you had it. Like I grew up with Phil Austin and Bob Black and them. Like they my age.
It's another.
You gotta be one of them to play.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like
right.
they was playing 18 and under at 13, bro.
Right.
Niggas was getting 40 with no 3-point line in
That's what I'm
7th
trying-
grade.
that's what I'm trying to
Like this shit
explain,
niggas
man.
don't know about. So when I came
Philly
about and I was a
different,
late
dog.
bloomer.
We different.
Oh no, the
definitely
mentality was dog.
It's definitely
So
dog.
look-
Dog.
The
We
mentality
dogs. You
was
from
dog.
Philly, you know you a dog.
I'm from
ball,
South Philly,
dog.
right?
You
I'm
a
from South
dog,
Philly,
it
right?
is.
So I don't know a lot of the Finley ballers, but my cousin Brasco, my man Blaze, his Ed, all them boys that lived around Stanton, Crittenden, Vernon Road, all them that lived around Ryan, all those that took a liking to me for being a little young boy from South Philly. That, mind you, I was the only young boy from South Philly they were allowed to come up and walk through freely in that area, right?
Talk about it, because everybody thought it was light because it was trees.
right,
No,
right, right.
so first and foremost,
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
not
what-
gonna lie, I did because I'm from North, so I thought it was.
So,
I, no,
I'm a-
That mean
I
you-
learned the hard way.
When you
it
tapped
wasn't
in,
sweet.
you
It
realized
wasn't sweet. It
different.
wasn't
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah,
It wasn't sweet.
yeah.
Like, my man Ed told me, he was like, everybody from North or West that got a couple dollars moved out uptown.
And that's what I had to find out.
If
That's what
you,
I had
didn't,
to
if
find
you was
out.
from West,
Right.
you went to Darby and Yaton.
Yeah.
And mostly North went uptown, but the West people that knew, like, you gotta realize, my family from West.
Right.
When my parents moved on that block, it was fucking, they was probably the first black family on the block. The neighborhood was Jewish.
Right.
Facts.
So you walk
Like,
around
if you was
there-
a black boy walking in Mount Airy, you used to get chased out by a bunch of little white boys.
white
yeah,
boys, right.
for sure.
Jewish motherfuckers ain't play about their
It
shit.
was,
That's crazy.
Like,
sure.
it was different. No.
and so I would go up there.
And I respect it. Like, I ain't mad at
Oh
it.
yeah,
Like,
for sure. We would walk around.
Shit was different.
We would walk around the whole joint, get chased, go right to
Same
Philly,
thing
play
in
ball.
Yep.
Right, Philly play ball.
Go hoop.
Go like me and my shout out to my homie Khalif. We got chased one time. I tell this funny story. It ain't got nothing to do with basketball. We was every bit of 15, maybe 14, 15, somewhere around there, right? Just being stupid kids. Except it was on strike. You know, we were like just feeling ourselves out, trying to develop our swag. So we were going to go to Foreman Mills to get a bunch of different color T-shirts to match with all the sneaks that we just bought. We just bought sneaks. We hiked.
People don't realize there's an era where matching your sneaks with your shirt became a thing. My man literally was like, bro, we was the first niggas in high school matching our sneaks and our shirts. We was in 9th grade. And I was like, oh shit. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Shit, right.
So we get on there, right? We walked from my parents' house at 15th and Tasker to, I want to say like 10th and Snyder.
Okay.
South Philly blocks is that big, so it's like
Absolutely.
a 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
So we get there, right? I'm like, oh, man, we can chill y'all. The bus coming. It's a free ride anyway. We go wait. So it's me, Khalif Jameson, and this white guy, Italian dude, Dougie. I got a Slurpee, a big 64-ounce on the bus ride by. I said, mother, and threw the Slurpee at the bus.
Oh.
Everybody ran. My homie Khalif did like this. The Slurpee exploded on the whiteboard. It just.
Oh, and I knew that's what it. I'm thinking worst case scenario if he had to run. So I had an
I
idea.
did.
That-
I
had an
did.
idea that that's
I did.
I ran from 10th and Snyder. I ran from 10th and Snyder to Front and Bigler.
I did.
I ran past cars and buses. I know I ran past cars because I was behind the car when I took off, and I was in front of the car by the time I got there. I didn't stop. I didn't stop.
And I done been chased all type of ways. That's funny.
Yeah, he was moving.
I didn't stop, and my homie Khalif was on. He can attest. I was sitting there waiting for them like at least a good 20 minutes when they walked up laughing like, yo, you got chased by the whole Italian people down. You ain't realize. I said, yo, I just kept
I
running.
didn't see nothing.
I just kept running. I don't know
You
who was
weren't in
behind
front
me.
of me? He wasn't a problem.
I just kept running. Now we can laugh about this stuff now, right? But if I would have fell, I don't know what the hell would have happened to me.
I knew what that was.
You'd have been,
I knew that.
You'd have been done lit that whole neighborhood up because that would have made the news and it'd have been bad
That's
out
what I'm
there.
saying. I knew what happened.
Because it wouldn't have looked like a Slurpee started it.
No.
There
It
wasn't no cameras on the side of the bus back
knew
then.
It wasn't. It would have been like a race riot.
Right.
Like a race riot.
It'd have been bad. Like the year before I got to Roman, they had a race riot that was monumental.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the year before I got there. So when I got there, they was playing funny about braids and all type of shit.
Right.
And I had to be smart enough to like maneuver. I'm literally the last nigga within my time frame that like wore braids in that school.
Right.
I used to like wear them every day and just sneak around. Like they couldn't catch me. I wouldn't get in trouble. And then one day they sent me because I was hiding. If you knew what I had in my bag in school, I had bigger fish to fry. I had to stay out their way.
Right. Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
So we ran. we had a race riot. I want to say it was. was 96.
Hold on. Before y'all go in this story, I don't want to get cut off my live because y'all about to go and these stories are crazy. But hey, I do want to go back.
We gotta get to the point though.
I do want to go back to the whatchamacallit. I'm sorry to do this on me.
No, don't apologize. We getting back to it.
Getting back to the media day. I really want to stress that. I want to stress that.
Sammie, just drill us.
No, y'all good. Now with the media day, right?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
One question I have: do y'all have anybody as far as media that has confirmed with y'all? Because I reached out to a few people and I want to shout out who has confirmed with y'all.
Give me 1 second.
Because also whoever name I don't hear, I can follow up with.
All right. So as we spoke earlier, my delegation, I delegated. Like, okay, you're gonna handle that part.
Yeah.
You're gonna handle food.
So they definitely reached out.
All right, Pass My Wine podcast said they working with the situation. That's heavy.
They definitely coming through.
That's heavy.
Yeah, I like that. Hold on. As we loading. It was a couple more. Definitely.
Your DMs be stupid. I know you.
You see it. I see you scrolling.
No, because you be on your joint and you share a lot of people's stuff.
Yeah, you show a lot of love.
Oh, Sippin with Slat.
Yeah, he coming.
Shout out to Sippin with Slat, but that's kind of close to my name, bro. Do I know you? I bet I know you.
Well, you sent him my way though, so I hope you do know him though.
I might have sent you to somebody that sent him to you.
Oh.
Because I also have podcasters that have podcast networks.
Oh, okay, I got you,
that they share in a group. You know what I mean? So
this was big too. My man right here came through.
Oh, Theo Doce.
Yes.
Very dope. Shout out to Love and Then What podcast. We got some of their merch over there in the joint. Them koozies and them shot glasses right in front of the koozies.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. Yo, one thing about him, his attitude was very pleasant. He was so dope, bro.
And he has a good movement going on. I'm trying to figure out a couple things to tie him into what I got right now. He reached out to me the other day, real shit. So shout out to Theo, man.
Yeah, he was dope. He was so dope.
Wait, I got some secrets. I got some secret sponsors.
Yeah, shout them out.
I can't.
Secret sponsors.
So why you stopping us?
I know because I want to see this once. I want to see this one person, but I want to make sure I say their name right. I'm about to whisper in his ear. Pause.
Oh, I don't.
Cool. We'll figure it out.
Figure it out. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
all I'm gonna say, he from Frankfurt. He's showing love.
Yes, big.
No,
yeah.
but that's important too. Like one thing about community and doing things for the community. You mentioned earlier, like a lot of stuff randomly comes out your pocket.
Yeah.
Similar to teachers, we all see Abbott Elementary. We know how like
Yeah.
we've grown up in that school system. We've seen how that works for people, and we know that we owe teachers more than they ever could have got from what the system gave.
Oh, for sure.
But when it comes to doing extracurriculars, you have to be intentional about making sure that we show love to the people that support, because it's going to break you if you don't have that.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, your heart is too big.
Yeah.
You want the best. And I was just explaining
That's
this
my
to
problem.
somebody before.
Yeah.
I was watching an AI interview. It's a good example, I think.
Which one? Which AI interview?
Ghetto Boys.
All right. Sidebar. If y'all look at the very first Iverson documentary, 2-3 minutes in,
You in there?
I'm the little kid that say he need to stick to basketball.
Oh, so you was shitting on AI
I met AI.
and shitted on him.
I met AI later on in life. I met him later on in life. I was in Charlotte, North
we clipping
Carolina
this.
for my bachelor party. I was supposed to link with AI. It didn't happen. AI, I apologize. I just felt at the time you was taking us to a chip, and Jewels or Jules, whoever your name was, the basketballs, the rappers was sit to the side and get us a chip. We was hungry for a chip. The Eagles ain't win shit.
So you wait, John. So you in
No, he's in history. As this is AI. This is lit.
Hey, yo.
Listen, watch the
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready either.
Watch the Iverson documentary.
You see me like this? I'm in awe.
I forgot my point.
I'm in
I know what
I
happened.
can't make this up. Watch the Iverson documentary. It's like the first
3
5
minutes
minutes. Between 3 to 5 minutes. My son can find it. He'll put it on.
Trey, find that.
We gonna put it on the
Yo,
Slam
that's
Potential Threats
hilarious.
page.
I'm cutting it into the
Yo, you got
Listen,
to.
I got a blue hoodie on. Lips
What
ashy
in
as
the-
hell. I told AI he need to stick to basketball.
Lips ashy telling
I
AI what to do.
apologize.
Hey, I'm saying.
I apologize.
Now-
I apologize. We gonna find it, Sammie, and send it to you.
Now, in relation to what you're
Oh
talking
my
about,
God.
right? Because you brought up his rap career.
Oh, yo, right.
He was actually saying the only reason he did that was, you know how you got them hood homies that want to rap?
Yeah.
Right.
He was like, and his best friend, the one that died
Yeah.
before the practice,
Right.
Yeah.
he wanted to be a rapper, so
So he
he
was
did
trying to put
it
his
for
man
him.
on.
He also said he should have never did
Did
it.
it? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I was trying to explain to somebody earlier was, do you know how crazy it is? For instance, none of our lives have been perfect.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Do you know how crazy
Big
it is
facts.
to
Right.
tell somebody that has millions and millions more coming, that grew up off of less than $20,000 a year, that they can't help people?
People, right.
Yeah.
Like, you know how, like, it's polar opposite.
Right.
Like mentality
like, yeah.
of being like, because at the end of the day, you know what most hood motherfuckers say, whether they mean it or not. I could go back.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if they live off interest, they won't go all the way back.
You're right.
So how you gonna tell me?
Different broke. Different
So how you gonna tell me not to do
Right.
is one of the roughest things, and it's one of the things we had to understand about Al, and it's one of the things that LeBron understood how to do differently, and other people since
Yeah.
have navigated. But you have to have the example. But the mentality comes from, I grew up with 6 people in one house or more, and we've never seen $45,000 a year.
That's
Part of that interview was him saying his coach told him, so you get 3 meals a day, you got heat and AC, but your mom water off and the heat ain't on, and you made it?
Right.
This is like, you can't, that mentality is hard to break once you really tapped into that.
Right.
It's hard. So it's a reason why I say you guys will break the bank doing for others. Because at the end of the day, it's like, well, I got a little extra.
Yeah.
Until you need a little extra.
Until-
And
yeah.
not that you expect it back from that, but emergencies are emergencies.
So
Absolutely.
what's crazy is,
Absolutely, brother. I'm glad you said that.
what's crazy is like, I want to shout out somebody who was inspirational to me He don't even know he's inspirational to me. My man Dave.
He giving it up today.
Right.
My man Dave from
Sauce.
from LAWNCREST football, right?
Absolutely.
Like he don't even know he's inspirational to me. So I remember one day he was just talking. Like I was kind of like cool with the coaches. He was talking like, yo, I just had to pay for this, for this kid's jersey, for that kid's jersey, and I had a couple extra dollars. I was like, yo, let me toss you. Come. He was like, no, I'm gonna get my blessing at the end.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's what it's about, though.
So when I toss a couple extra dollars, or we toss a couple extra dollars to see the kids go out there and do things, because we in this together now. When we do this, right?
Big facts. Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that when we win those trophies, y'all get the T-shirts. That trophy is mine. That's my trophy.
Right.
That's my trophy. You feel me?
Boy, yours too.
Here we go.
You got peace signs.
That's my trophy, right?
Boy.
That's my trophy. Like you put the work in. You got the accolades. You scored. Bring me that trophy.
Right.
That's all I want.
But
Bring me
that's
that
fair.
Right.
Right.
And you know, we ain't supposed to look for fair in the world, but
That's as fair as it's gonna be.
some things are fair.
Yeah,
Right,
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I'm
But-
saying. Like, yeah.
When we put that in the cabinet with the other trophies, the display
Right.
case,
Right.
the other trophies,
Right.
that's still yours.
That's
Right.
still y'all.
That ain't
right.
just yours.
Right.
That's yours.
That's y'all.
Cause y'all earned that, though.
And we spoke on Mallory before. One of the first things you seen if you came in upstairs in that gym
right.
was how much work that track club has put in, how much work them basketball teams have put
Dog.
in, and that is where that pride from that rec center comes from.
That's what I'm saying.
So
like,
you put your hand in the cement of one of these bricks that's going to build the future of this building.
All right.
That's
So look,
important.
since you said
That's
that right,
important.
since you said that right, I'm gonna say this
Talk.
right. I'm gonna say this right because like again, the reason why I joined my brother on this mission, you know what I mean, of doing this. Number one, because my son was involved. Because I'm like, all right, my son's
I've been waiting
involved.
for you to talk anyway. Go ahead.
You waiting for me to talk? I know. I was chilling for a little bit. I was chilling for a little bit.
He told me before we started that he'd been on here a few times.
Right,
He
I'm
was
letting
gonna
you
give
go.
So,
Let you go, right?
Like I felt.
Go ahead.
That's my brother from another.
Right.
No,
Mark
but let
can
him know.
speak.
No, Mar is a
Right. No, I'm just saying. No, I'm
he
just
speaks wisdom though, and
right.
I love it.
No, so the thing was right. The reason why I joined the joint because I'm like, all right, look, my son's involved. You know, anything that he's he involved with, I'm definitely
150.
I'm going in.
%.
I'm going in, right? So the other thing was too, I just saw his vision, like, and it's like, yo, like, I'm like, all right, but I don't think he sees how big this can be. For real.
He might not supposed to yet.
You know what I'm saying?
And I said that wrong, but I meant
Dog.
No. You said that right because both of y'all are right. I don't see it right now. Right now, this was something I learned. Most men, it was like the waffle versus the spaghetti theory. Right? Women think like spaghetti.
Yo, that's funny.
Women think like spaghetti. Everything has to touch to make it make sense. Right? If your wife, your lady, right? Hey babe, I went to the store today and as I was driving to the store, I saw a red car hit a blue car. It was 2 accidents. I didn't have my credit card. I had to go back to the car to get it. Did you get the steak or not?
right.
Right? Men think like waffles. If you pour a syrup on waffles, everything,
It's
all the syrup stays inside of one compartment.
Right.
The syrup from here don't touch the syrup from there.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
I really knew what he was saying before I heard what he said, and that's brilliant.
Right.
I can't take credit from that. I can't.
No, I feel like
I-
you got that, but that's
I did.
brilliant.
But it is, right?
So I can't take full credit from that. Pastor Bill Crowley explained it to me, and I was like, "Yo!"
Right.
When he said it was like, "Boom!" Why women explain things in so
Some
much
things
detail?
just are what they are,
Right.
but based on.
Right. So right. So me and you just had a conversation without saying nothing.
Right.
Because we know what we
And
said.
that's enough.
And that's enough,
That's
right?
enough.
2 women were saying, girl, and this, and
And
my
then
bag,
what-
and I got to go to the car, and then they got to say all this other stuff just to get to a point. I mean, you just had a whole conversation because the syrup in this compartment didn't touch that. Well, we on to the next.
Bro, he didn't even have to get 10 seconds into
Right.
that analogy.
Right, but you got it.
I fancy myself a kitcheneer. So, like, it's like, and that's not a word, but I mean, we sipping, so I get to make my own up. But, like, it's just like one of them things where it's like, spaghetti versus waffle.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
because it makes no sense when you first hear it.
Right.
But if you
think about it,
understand balance, intricacies, and what it takes to make one versus the other, it hits you immediately.
Yeah.
Right. Immediately.
But you still had to break that down to her.
Yes.
Exactly. So at some point, men,
Absolutely.
free game, man. At some
Absolutely.
point in your life, You got to turn into a bowl of pasta.
No, all right, so wait.
But you can't eat everybody's spaghetti.
Wait.
No, don't do that.
No, I disagree.
Don't that make the stew witches brew?
I disagree. But
Okay.
I disagree. But I'm not saying you gotta turn into a bowl of spaghetti. But every now and then you must change your diet.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna say you gotta change that. You ever gotta change your
Change
diet.
diet. Ooh.
Because at the end of the day, we are. It always in every relationship. So I don't want to be like, oh, all men are masculine,
Relationships-
and all women are feminine.
Some things are just relationship based.
Yeah.
Relationship based, right?
Yeah.
All right, but in every relationship though, you have the masculine, you have the feminine. That's just is what it is, right? And again, those roles
I think you have dominant.
And not dominant.
but is the same thing. If
Similar.
you
Very
follow
similar.
right?
Very similar.
Very
yeah.
similar.
Very similar.
Because
but again, right? But
There's a balance.
but again, right? But again, though, those roles could change depending on the
situation.
circumstance
And they
That's what I was
should.
gonna say. And
No,
they should.
the problem
Right.
is
That's what I was gonna
understanding that they should.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Right.
The problem is understanding that they should. Like, if you my man, I mean, you are my man. I don't say it like that.
I get it, Angel Man.
You using you as an example because
Right.
nobody that's been on this set is not my folk. Trust me.
Right. Facts.
Y'all see where we at.
Right.
But
Right.
at the same time, if with you being my folk, and I say, you know what, I need you to help me with this, that, and the third. I need you to play this part because I'm trying to figure out this for Glockaware. Specifically, the
Right.
radio station.
Right.
That's where I've been at over 5 years. That's where, no matter how many times you've been there, you ain't me there.
Right.
Right? But at the same time, when I walk in on March 10th, by the way,
That's right.
March 10th, 6600 Bustleton Avenue.
There you go.
7 p.m. Be there.
Media day.
Media day.
I'm dealing with y'all parameters. Y'all are professionals over there. This is y'all space. Y'all know what's going on there. That's one event that makes the difference between how I'm gonna walk in a room and how you gonna walk in a room versus what. And then what y'all did at the Village, right? I was hired to host an event that was
dope, bro.
phenomenal.
Oh, by the way, I got the text. We definitely doing that again too, by the way.
Please, because
Ryan hit me up the other day.
and shout out to the team over there at the Village.
Yes.
Ryan and the
Shout
ladies
out
though.
to the
I don't
ladies.
remember the ladies' names. I know Ryan personally.
It was. I don't mess it up, but yes, shout out to ladies over there.
But like what I said to him in the moment was like, he hired me as a host. But nigga, we gotta get something from the car. Like what are we doing?
Right, what are we doing?
Yeah, he was.
I'm still standing here. I got 8 more minutes
Right.
before I got announced the next kid. Like what you want me to do?
All in. I love it.
And I think that like we need to educate our people on more ways that they can donate their energy. Because I think that as many people that was there, how many people didn't know about it? As many situations that supported it because it was mad vendors. They was doing people hair out there, bro. Haircuts.
Haircuts. Girl getting hair braided. We had free water ice. We had food. We had free book
Resources,
bags.
community resources,
All
and
kind of
full
shit.
book
Everything.
bag giveaways at multiple
Everything.
tables.
Love.
Everything going on.
Like, so
It
it's
was
like
dope.
how
It was a dope
many,
event, bro.
like how many book bags did y'all take home that day? How many more people can we make sure are aware of these things before we
450. I'm
fall in? But I'm saying it.
bags. I'm saying.
It's a 450, small number.
But I'm saying this with a purpose because we could recycle them and do it again
we
for a
going
different
to
time
do
and
it,
a
right.
different venue.
do
But before we fall into the shit that they want us to say when they saying nobody cares until, how do we point them to the people that's doing now? Because there's a lot of people, and this is part of why I have y'all on this platform, and why Mar has been on here multiple times, and I have a reshoot I got to do with him, and he knows it. But like part of the reason that I enjoy having these platforms is because I'm not gonna argue with you on the book about who ain't doing what. I'm gonna show you who's doing something, and then if knowledge is power, ignorance is bliss, and education is responsibility. Once I tell you, it's on you to realize that you ain't shit because you ain't helping.
You ain't helping.
Shout out to my cousin. This is my blood cousin. Shout out to my cousin. This is his real name, Ricky Ross. Thoroughbred Attire. If y'all know Thoroughbred Attire, he from North. He been doing it since 2004.
We'll tag them too, but make sure you tap me in with them. I don't think I'm aware.
Now, reason why I'm bringing my cousin up, I'm not bigging up his clothing line right now. He been doing it for a long time. He got enough traction. What I'm bigging up is what he did. He has multiple. He hosted multiple.
My bad.
That's cool. He hosted multiple basketball tournaments, right? But each basketball tournament he hosted was a book bag giveaway, was a water ice drive. It was a purpose behind the basketball, right? So the teams paid to play ball, right? But what he did was he took that money. All right, I got to pay for 2 basketballs. Cool. I'll take some of that money, buy 2 basketballs. All right, I got to buy some nets. All right, I buy some nets. Cool. Every other dollar after that was book bags, pencils, school supplies, right? My dad from Scipio's Commercial Cleaning has his own business. He bought cases of book bags, cases of pencils, all supplies for one goal, and they've been doing this for years.
I think that's what I'm trying to speak towards. I think that as much as we get off on our tangents about a bunch of beautiful stuff we talking about, because we ain't said nothing wrong yet,
Right.
it's kind of that part. Like when my brother, when my man said, "Yo, I'm coaching young women." All right, what size basketballs? Y'all need ball bags? Y'all need Gatorade? This, that, and the third. You know what I mean? I'll drop it off. But it's like it's an understanding of the ultimate goal. Like, and I think that sometimes there's a miscommunication. There's a wall. There's a thing that people like to just attach to, and then there's a space of people that I'm attached to. Right?
That's deep.
And I want to differentiate those things. Just like before you got here, I'm throwing a concert series all the time. Right. I just started it. I did my first joint a little less than a month ago from this day.
Okay.
And we had a better response and a smoother situation than we expected.
Right.
It's only to go up from there, right?
Correct.
Right? But not knowing what the future holds, I can't gauge that necessarily. I know what I'm capable of. I don't know which way this is going to take me.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
But to be open to that, to be able to reach out to people, to have somebody like Mar that says, "Yo, you know what? This is what we need," and I could say, "Yo, you need media?"
Yeah, I was like, he was like, that ain't.
Like, bro, like, you need media, bro?
I got you.
Like, we ain't even talking about no money. I know Wolves, like, and hopefully, and I know it will be, when the situation come about, you'll see what this impact means. But, like, real rap, y'all are doing something. If Mar didn't have a me, then Mar is Googling and Instagram.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for
find
sure.
somebody, bro.
For sure.
We have to understand that part.
For sure.
Like me network, you network. A lot of stuff that you said tonight got me like, man, we need to talk more often.
Right. Yeah. But that's
Because you
that's why I wanted to
understand
do
what
this.
I understand.
Right.
My goal overall for what I'm trying to accomplish with what I'm doing is that. What you're trying to accomplish for what you're doing is that.
Right.
But what we understand is monumental. The thing that made me understand this man, somebody that has always opened up any resource he had to me,
Right.
is the same thing that I'm feeling with you.
All right. So what I learned is that you can have a great idea. You got the best idea in the world. Hands down, you got the best idea in the world, right? You can put it out there. And it might not get traction, right? It might not pick up. But as soon as you get somebody in, you tap somebody else in and they start talking. Like, my voice might not work for you, but his does. We saying the same thing, but his does.
I try to explain that to people.
Yo, I would try. So I'm glad he said it though, right? Because look,
That kind of explains a lot of what I do. Like in this space.
Mar actually is better than me with that shit.
I'm
So,
like the
Mar
translator.
uses me.
I'm a talker, and Mar is better than me.
like I'm like a
with
translator. I tell people that like networking and transworking and linking people together. This is what I do, right?
Shout out to Mark. Shout out to you for that, black man.
No, I'm just
Shout out
saying
shout out to you
people
for that, because
I could co-sign that. As somebody that you look up whatever you want to, I be around people.
because you
Right, he got war. He got war to the shit.
This
because
nigga
you,
really
you
like
opened up doors for this
one of them.
program.
Right.
I had the program going at a nice direction. You came in, boom, made a couple phone calls. You brought Robin on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You brought Robin on, right?
Again, let me shout out Robin because Robin.
Oh my God.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, right? And Sam, you know this. Even with my company, Two Sides, my wife is. I shout out my wife. Backbone, keep things organized.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the women.
Like real rap. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what her. That she do. I'm
I bang with her.
Right. So then same thing with Robin. I felt like Robin was like that. She came in. She was the organizer, sending out the emails, making sure that we was all like, yo. No,
she did the shit that the men wouldn't think about doing.
Before this go out, we need to pre-fruit this. What's the word I'm looking for?
Preference.
No. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, we have to do that before we send this out. Like this can't go out that way. You know what I mean? It has to have the logo on it. It has to have this on it. Like
shout out to
Letterhead. She is on it.
Me and Mar thinking as men, all right, we got it together.
It's a response to an email.
Right.
Ship it.
Right. Okay. 2 + 2 is 4.
It's not no crest on there.
Right. 2 + 2 is 4.
You see what's behind you?
Right.
Right.
You see this? You see this?
All this.
These stamps.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You see this one? This is a different one.
Right. Stamps.
These stamps.
Right. Stamps.
Like it gotta be at the top, boy. It ain't me.
Right.
So that's what she does for us. She provides what we're not thinking about, right? I'm thinking.
That part I was talking about earlier, that in between.
I think X's and O's like, all right, you need to be here to shoot the ball. You need to be here to play defense. Mara think O's and X's, right? So that's why we work. That's why we work together, right?
That makes sense. I'm watching y'all. That makes sense.
I'm a defensive minded person on basketball. He got offense, right? So therefore, he's trying to beat me. I'm trying to beat him. Who wins? The kids.
Right.
So if we'd have met earlier, I'd have hated you because you was the nigga trying to stop my 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you got 30, if you get 28, I won.
You know what's funny?
That's how I look at it too.
And I'm gonna tell you how much of a dog I was. If you was somebody that averaged 20 or better, I'm guaranteeing you 11 or less.
That's what I'm.
And you gonna get a majority from the foul line.
Right.
I'm different.
Yeah, I'm different.
Right.
They gave me 5 to 6 fouls, and I'm using
every one of them.
I'm using every one of them.
I'm finishing every game with 4 at least.
So
absolutely.
we got a guy on our team. We got a guy on our team named Nakai.
Yeah.
Nakai, right? He my Dennis Rodman. Nakai, when you going, you know what you're going in there for, right?
Told you I had players like that.
You know what you're going in there for. You're going to rough him up.
Right.
You're going to get this rebound. You're going to get physical. Use all your fouls. That's what you're there for, baby.
Right.
Do y'all do this? The best player on the court, I put the worst player on. The guy that's super wild on defense that has no regard, because you know what happens to the top scorer? He don't like getting touched.
He like getting touched, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
he can score 16 tonight, get an extra 12
that.
tomorrow, and balance out his fucking average. And he knows that.
We had a little bit of that. We had a little bit of that last night. Actually, we had a little bit of that last night. I'm not gonna say the guy's name.
We can
say the names, but
people don't like getting touched. And you knew who was gonna touch him.
Oh, I knew he was gonna touch him. He touched like pause.
He's gonna make him uncomfortable.
He touches everybody.
I saw Stop Shakur almost lose a leg one day.
Yo, wait, hold up. Yo, listen. That's another name you just dropped, bro. I don't think a lot of people know.
Stop was me times 2.
Yo,
Stop played exactly like me, but was better than me. Like the shot he took was the same shot I would have took. He just shot a better percentage.
I said young because I think I was older than him. But yeah, he was nice. He was nice, bro.
It gets to the point in my life right now.
That's Tiff and Aoni.
Yeah.
I can shout out people that was better than me hooping. Like, yo, you was nice. Like,
bro, I played against the best. I have no shame.
There's a lot of people better than me.
If you say, yo, he got dunked on,
the best,
name the nigga that got dunked on me and tell him who that was.
Okay, I'm not
if
sure.
I got bodied, name the nigga that crossed me and tell niggas to play him.
Yo, I said my son all the time. I said, listen. If you playing defense, you're going to get dunked on,
and you're going to get
cracked. If you playing defense,
Now listen.
That's it.
There's one time I was really
You're
feeling
not playing
myself.
defense if you're scared to get hit.
Right.
I was really feeling myself one time, right, in South Philly, especially this one court.
Told you I took pride in giving you 11 if you average 30.
We was at Geno's. You know where Pastor Geno's at in South Philly?
Yeah,
sure. So it was courts right there. We used to play there. The lights used to stay on all night, right? Oh my fucking God, I'm gonna tell this story. I just had a fucking flashback. Boy name was ROCKETMAN.
I know Rocket with the blonde hair.
Fuck him.
And the gray hair.
Fuck him.
I know Rocket.
Shout out to
He from my way.
Hey, goddamn.
No, Rocket from Uptown.
No. Fuck him in the most respectful way.
No, he's a monster. He's like an
Rocket
N1.
is short.
He's like an N1 player, bro.
He's short.
Dang.
In the most
Like it's weird, bro.
I'm not disrespecting him, but on the basketball court,
We talking about the same nigga. You got the hair, right?
Yes, this motherfucker.
Same nigga.
I was blocking everything because I was sure I had hops. I was feeling it. I had a couple dunks this game. Ball threw a lob. I tipped it. Get that shit out of here. The next play down, he threw a lob. If y'all can see my hands, no, somebody threw a lob to Rocket.
Okay.
So he was on the wing, Rocket on the wing with me. He went up. I went up. Rocket went up. And I'm up. I'm hanging in the air.
And he
I'm
got a
looking
boost.
at this motherfucker. Just
And
go
it looked
up.
like he just stepped on the air.
Yes.
It looked like he stepped on the air
Yes.
and got a mushroom boost
Yes,
on
like-
Mario Brothers.
Dude.
Dude,
Two hands.
No, I know Rocket, bro.
Listen. I'm not saying fuck
I
him in
grew up
that way.
playing against the best,
That
bro.
boy, he's
I did too. I ain't
special.
gonna lie, I think it's the best.
He's special. Like when, the way he dunked on me, I think at that we was winning the game. I just walked away respectfully, grabbed my shit, and
You
walked
had
off
to.
the court.
You left?
I left. There was nothing.
He said, hold up. But me personally, I would have.
Listen,
he got
I was
something
talking.
coming.
I was
Bro, I
talking too
tried to
much.
dunk on Yama.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Nah, no bullshit.
I
Like,
was like, wow.
no, like, cause
Wow.
I'm always somebody that thinks like I could jump out the building and my arms was long. I'm 6'1".
Right.
For the people that's watching. But like it was one of them joints where it was like I had a full head of steam. I got the half court and there wasn't nothing in front of me but Yama. And we was at Finley.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm trying.
I'm going
I'm
up.
home.
I'm going up.
I'm going up.
But I'm too dumb to play it off. Like I'm a young boy playing in the senior league type shit. So I look like I'm about to try to dunk
Dunk
on
on
this
you.
nigga.
Yeah.
You like,
Oh yeah, it's go time.
This 7-something nigga jumped. I'm like, why did he jump? Like I did like a quadruple pump. Like, oh my God, he's up here.
yeah,
Right.
like, where you at? Like,
But if you'd have seen me at the half, you'd have been like, oh shit, Youngin got it. Yeah, I wasn't on my job Morant that day.
Shout out to basketball because
I
basketball,
love basketball.
basketball. I've seen a lot of basketball, street ball, college, high school, professional. Like I've seen a lot. I've been around a lot. I spoke with people that played in the league.
I watch it on YouTube now.
So
Right.
like me and Mar, we talk a lot, right? There's a lot of people that we follow on Instagram that's like coaches, and we take tidbits. We take tidbits of information, and we talk, and then we say, okay, this
John Chaney learned from somebody.
we got to.
right,
Absolutely.
and then
He learned from a lot of niggas, absolutely.
yeah, and then we converse, and then we boom. Our practice is so different. Like he's down here for an hour or 45 minutes, whatever the time. Maybe teaching the kids one thing. Maybe let's say if he doing layups.
Right.
I'm on the other side working defensive sets, and then we flip flop. All right, now they're doing layups, and I'm doing defensive sets. Like, all right, cool. Y'all should have learned something within this hour. All right, let's run. Let's see what y'all got. Let's see who picked up this information. Let's see who learned something. Right now, if I'm garbage and you're good and you the shit, what are we together? Like, what are we
We
together?
decent. We solid.
We solid, right?
Yeah.
But if you make me average, we're better than solid now, right?
Absolutely. We
right?
good.
Right.
We good at
now.
that point because there's balance in the average.
Right, we're balancing out, right? Now, if y'all keep working with me, away from the coaches,
Right.
now I'm good.
Right.
You still awesome. You still the shit. What are we now? We are forced to be reckoned with,
Forced
right?
to be reckoned with now.
We're forced to be reckoned
There's
with,
no
right?
weak link.
It's no weak. Like what Ho say? If everybody
in your clique is rich, your clique is rugged, nobody will fall because everyone will be each other's crutches.
You
I
gotta
hope
be each other's
fools-
crutches.
I hope you fools choose to listen. I drop jewels.
That's
Bust it.
Right. You gotta be each
my
other's
bad.
crutches.
Don't talk that whole shit.
Yeah, I love Hope.
I love Ho. But listen,
You gotta be just crutches,
that
bro.
line right there is
Monumental.
right, and it's something I stand by.
It
by.
shaped the
Same.
it shaped the percentage of a generation though.
Right, I
It had
stand
to
by
be
that.
said.
I stand by that. Like, if everybody on your
I live
team
by
is
that
nice,
shit, bro.
if everybody
I
on
ain't
your team is nice, your team is the shit. But if somebody on your team is a weak link, it falls. So it's up to you to say,
I'm gonna hold you up, right? I got you.
And I do
bro.
you one better. Cause it's not even a weak link situation. It's an understanding and it's a perspective.
right?
I go to the live podcast that Mar and his wife had.
Yo, thank you for that, by the way.
And I'm there and I'm enjoying the vibe. Hors d'oeuvres galore, good vibes. I'm talking to people, networking and all of that. And he's getting to their production phase. Shout out to Font Productions. We do this.
Yeah.
There's little
Thank you.
things that change a lot.
Everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm sitting there, and as much as I want to just let my man run his show, I need my man to have the best show he can have.
And I think
You see what I'm saying?
That's what it's about.
But he's the same energy. Now the difference is when y'all fighting for kids in the community, you fighting for kids that might not necessarily keep that same energy.
Wow.
Thanks.
A lot. Y'all said.
Mind you, the mom that might need her son to make the NBA is not showing up to make sure he on time for practice.
That's heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy. Yo,
On that note, hold on, damn. 'Cause that was a.
I try to keep it decent. Y'all was online with y'all kids. I was being nice.
No. My
I
kid
know
online now.
but like I said,
Jesus,
I played AAU and all that.
Whoa.
Yep, I played AAU and all
I
that.
need a shot for that.
We watched cars to
Yeah,
go on
brother.
tournaments. We qualified for nationals in Florida and had to go to Maryland because we couldn't afford to go to Florida.
Say it again, please. You did what to go to Maryland?
We qualified for
No.
nationals.
Go back.
Wash cars.
There you go.
So
And collected money on the corner.
Can I
Stinton in fucking Mansfield.
Sammy, can I interview you on your show right now, please?
I got a little bit of time. Go ahead.
Sure. So you mean to tell me that you put in work?
Oh,
You put in work because it was a goal for something that you wanted to do with your teammates.
same way I built this with a team, I built that with a team.
So
I learned then how to do what I'm doing now.
so what you're telling me right now, teamwork makes the dream work.
Every time.
Okay.
Every time. One thing, and this
But
is
you-
not
I'm
this
sorry,
not on
bro.
no shit, but Mard is something that you can confirm or deny. One thing that I'm known for is coming with the team.
Oh, facts.
You see what I'm saying? Like I come with everything.
Oh, facts.
I don't ask for shit. You give me the venue, I'll bring the bartenders.
Right, facts.
So
I don't need the strippers. Like I
coming with
I don't
his-
require anything.
Right.
it was a double-edged sword question because the reason why I asked you that is because we preach this.
I know where it was coming from,
we
and I
preach-
want to be super clear. 'Cause
Right,
now
right.
we being
Right.
specific.
Right.
So therefore, okay, listen. We got players on the team who may not can afford to play, but you nice. You nice. We hosted an event.
Not too long ago.
We hosted a
bowling event.
bowling event. Hosted a
It
bowling
was
event.
beautiful, by the way.
It was a shout out to the bowling event that my wife threw together. It was phenomenal, right? We hosted an
Absolutely.
event to help find the money,
Offset
offset
the
the cost. You know,
Absolutely, fundraising.
some people thought it was corny. They didn't want to do it. I'm like, dang. Like,
You the same one as for.
Right.
You're the same demographic that we're trying to figure this out for. Would be the safest way to say that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, bro, my parents wasn't broke. My homie that used to work harder on that corner and beg cars with a cone in his hand and ask people to put dollars in it, I made sure that he went home with something and the team went home with more than anybody else that stood on that corner bought them at the same damn time. You know why? Because if we gonna sweat out here, you gonna get some new ball shorts for the tournament.
right.
But when we go back with 500 and ones and fives, nobody misses that $50.
Right.
But when everybody else down there on the corner and sit on a crate and come back with $50, you deserved your $50.
So peep game on some real
But we had to really do that. Like,
Right.
we had to figure it out in real time. Like, I wasn't worried about me going home with money.
Right.
But I gotta touch on something.
I
Right,
gotta
please
tell you
touch.
something, please.
Please.
Because what he said was like, yo, if you come home with $500 at once, listen, I'm gonna be honest with me, bro. If you take the 50 off the rip and then come back, I might still give you another 50.
Yeah.
That's just me, bro. Like,
But the
'cause I
coaches
just-
wasn't in on it. It was like a scam to us for me to make sure he was
But I'm
good.
saying, even if
When we
if you
ran
didn't-
suicides,
I didn't know.
top
Still give you
two
another job.
every day.
Right.
Top two fastest niggas uptown. Like, as far as I'm concerned,
That's
in our
right.
age group.
But you take care of your play.
And I knew what it was. I knew what the play. I knew his house was different than mine. And mind you, I might take a little something to do whatever, but it was never like that. We always came back with triple,
Right.
quadruple,
Oh,
or
for
10
sure.
times
Right.
more than everybody else that stood on that corner. And a lot of that came from somebody that knew my mom, dad, uncle, or godfather that gave us a 20 or 50.
Right.
Love.
Right.
We ain't sending that 50 back.
Right.
You hold the 50.
Right. And
Right,
then everything
right,
else
right.
go back. Right.
Send the rest back. You see what I'm saying? Well, you could even find a way to compensate for what
That's the hustler
we
mentality.
going
I
through.
just had different
No,
hustler
but
mentality.
it's about. But that's what makes a boss.
Right. I'm about to say, I'm a boss.
I understand reasonable doubt before I understood what it was saying. I just understood that made more sense than what Pack Boys was talking about.
Facts.
My value was more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yo.
Yo, it's a reason why I asked you that question is because I really want my athletes like me and Mark, we preach a lot. Lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in. Right? It's not about. You can lock in different ways. You can lock in by helping out somebody who can't shoot that well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can lock in like, all right, you can't shoot that
You
well.
can help somebody with their math. One of y'all is brilliant and somebody else is slipping.
Somebody can't. Some of y'all have problems with y'all English. You can't spell right.
Yep.
You know what? I ain't gonna clown you, but you spelling this word wrong. It's spelled.
But
like
you
this.
know what I want to teach you? You growing up in a generation full of captions.
Yeah, I'm about to say it too. So a lot of times
Spelling is, if you see 500 people today, but you got 5,000 followers, more people see what you misspelled than saw you in person today.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. That's very true. We in the Instagram
or
phase.
that misrepresentation of yourself.
God damn, I ain't even think about that.
We the Instagram phase of this right now. Yeah.
Because I misspell a lot of words. God damn.
Me too. I be texting so fast, I gotta go back.
Oh, bro, you know we could do this all night the way I see things online. Like, I understand, like I said, I grew up understanding business.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like certain things that I see that's like minimal to people that's like so monumental to me.
Right.
And it's like, you just lost $50,000 and you're bragging about it and you don't even realize it.
Sheesh. Another thing I want to touch base on, because I had a disagreement with someone. It was start off with a conversation, but turned to a disagreement. 50,000 followers doesn't equal $50,000.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
50,000
How do you
followers.
garner your followers?
Right.
How many people got a
Yeah.
2 sides hoodie versus how many people follow you online?
Oh,
That's what you talking
I was
about.
about-
right.
Yo,
exactly.
thank you.
Exactly. 50,000 followers. If Mar had 50,000 followers and sold each hoodie for $1, $1.
That's $50,000.
I was about to say, that don't make no sense.
No, you can't get it for that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the argument that you're
Right.
that you even have it.
Right.
No,
Like, that
but
don't make any
ultimately,
sense.
like, say for instance, it took you $12 to make this hoodie, right?
Right.
And you sold them all at 13.
Right.
That's still $1.
That's still $1.
That's still his same theory.
Right, 50,000.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and
No,
that's what
but
we
that wasn't
don't
my argument.
understand. No, I'm not saying you're arguing that. I'm
No.
saying that for people that's listening.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got you. Right.
When you say $1, it sounds like, well, nobody can sell it for $1. No, I'm talking about if I sold it for $1 above cost, I'd be better off than I am now
I got you.
selling it at 5 or 10 better because it's deserved. But at the same time, that's where the influence of who's supporting comes from.
Exactly.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
I know
that's
you
exactly
mean.
what I'm saying. Thank you for clearing up for me because the argument went for a long time. I'm like, yo, bro, he was like, my personal page maybe got 1,300 followers. I'm like, okay, like I use my personal page.
And it's private for no reason. Anyway.
Right, that's my personal page. It's my personal life. I don't care about. I'm not trying to garnish money off of my personal page. So don't talk about my personal page. Your personal page got 17,000 followers. If you hear this, you know I'm talking about you. You got 17,000 followers on your page, but you got 4 likes.
No, all right, sweet. Again.
So I'm gonna say this, right? I don't try to get money off of Instagram. Instagram is promotion. It's free.
Right, it's promotion. It's promotion. It's promotion.
And if you put $20 in it, then you get more than you get out of it for free.
There you go.
But ultimately, my thing with that shit be like, and part of the reason that Mar understands that I understand, these glasses is everywhere.
Yeah, right. These glasses everywhere.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
if you know, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. These came out
You know, you know.
probably 6 years ago. It got my face on it.
They
It's
everywhere.
Your baby mine got my
Right.
face in her cupboard.
when she throw a shot back.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Baby mama
but
money
at
for
the
my
same
legs.
time,
I'm just saying. I'm like,
part of getting people to support what you're trying to do, because we're gonna tap out soon, is understanding the market. Like, I'm sipping with Sammie. As much as I can put out these glasses, those glasses, and those glasses. Remember when you was growing up and old women collected spoons?
Yeah,
Our generation collects shot glasses.
for sure.
I didn't realize that till I made fucking shot glasses.
bro.
That's deep as hell.
Now when motherfuckers say, well, how much is motherfuckers sipping with Sammie? They look at the t-shirts, they look at the Sam Danas. They don't draw anything to it if they don't know me.
Right.
But then they'll say, how much is the shot glasses?
Right.
And damn near every time they say that, I feel like I didn't say enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because they was buying it.
They go buy it anyway.
That's
Know
crazy.
your worth.
That's crazy.
Know your worth, bro.
So when it comes down to also one things about support and all of that is giving people multiple. Yeah, that's their ashtray.
It's mine.
That's
It's
his
our ashtray. It's our ashtray. That's another thing. I'm about to say that too. It's like, yeah, it's marketing.
It's his ashtray.
You got to know it.
Like I said, you look at every corner in this room, my logo somewhere around this
Get somewhere
motherfucker.
every time when I walked in, it was plastered everywhere, and I feel that.
But it's like, it's a real thing. Like, I have a step and repeat that's too big for the studio. You know what I'm saying? It's in the corner. You can't see it. It's behind this. But, like, all of that branding stuff matters. And it gives people multiple ways to support you. When you say I got 2 million followers and I need everybody to come on my show tonight,
And only
how many of them going to be able to make your show?
some people show up right.
But when you say, yo, if you really support me, I got these other things.
go purchase one.
It might give you gas money or a flight to get to your next show,
Right.
That's true.
to your next opportunity. And you got to diversify. Y'all are in a building phase, and y'all have a sports team. I also have people that's doing what y'all doing, and I'm going to tap y'all in with.
Right.
But I watch these kids on the West Coast on YouTube, and they got shoot basketballs, not people, on their shirt. That's Gary. That's my man. He's Finley alumni. He's, you know what I mean?
Never tap me in because I want one of them shirts
Yeah,
though.
I want
Like,
support
I
him.
want one of them shirts.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It say
want one of them
shoot
shirts,
balls, not
definitely.
people,
Yeah, I
whatever.
want
But
one
like
of
they
them
be
shirts.
on House of Highlights
Yeah,
joints
tap me
hooping in his joint in the
I want
tournament.
one of them shirts.
I think I saw that now. You said I'm always on House Highlights. Always on
Yeah,
House Highlights.
I keep it G with you. Like I'm tapped in. There's quite a few because I really care about what
Right.
y'all trying to do,
Right.
and I follow people, and I grew up with people. Like I said, in the circuit. Like when you said the tournament, I said, "Yo, Mike is my folk.
Right.
I love White Mike.
Right.
That was his name at
White
one
chocolate.
point.
Right.
He ain't White Mike no more. He went from White Mike to White Chocolate to Mike Morak.
Right.
Yes, Mike
Right.
Morak. Mike Morak.
It's probably be Sir Morak before this
Right.
come out. But what he does is he keeps it decent.
Right. Right.
He keeps it decent.
Real
his
mild
intention
mannered
is right,
person.
and you never
straight
know.
down to earth.
He could walk in any arena in the country and damn near sit courtside if he felt like it, bro.
Yeah.
Because he handles his relationships right.
Right.
And it's like, that's what we want to preach, and that's what we want y'all unit to understand, whether it's from the
Facts.
kids to the people that support y'all.
Right.
Y'all impact is a motherfucker. Y'all responsibility is deep, because what can be done in a small amount of time, the trickle effect is crazy.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah. What's crazy is I want y'all. Both of y'all brothers said something to me earlier that I don't see. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see it. I don't. I just don't right now.
You don't have to.
Because right now my vision is, okay, cool. We got a tournament this weekend. We're gonna work this weekend, and then we gonna win this weekend. That's my mind. How I'm gonna get these guys get ready to win, right? And then we got another one next weekend. That's I work. That's how my brain work, right?
Right.
And then I got people like Mar behind me, like, man, you don't see where this
You don't
shit
see
going.
this shit going, bro.
And I don't.
You can maximize
Like,
potential
you
in a different way.
Yeah, you can
And-
kill up the street, bro. Like you can kill up the street. Not only that, you can impact people for generations, bro. Like they kids can want to come play for competitive.
But mind you, though,
It's different, bro.
if you go to football games, right, and I don't know if y'all team has this,
Right.
the moms in the bleachers got T-shirts with their son's name on it or their number on it.
We won't
Do
get
y'all
those.
have those?
No.
So
Not yet, not
yeah,
yet.
well, hold on, real quick. So me and Mar,
Because Mark can make them.
So, me and Mar both make everything.
We both make everything.
So you print too?
Yes, I print as well.
Dope,
I print.
dope,
So
dope.
not so much last season for our older guys, but for the 12U guys, 12U parents was all in.
Right.
It was all in. Hey, can you make me a T-shirt? Da, 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 I need this color with this. Da, 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 da. I was making T-shirts, popping them things out. And at the 12U games, you would see, especially that championship game, like I was literally in awe. I was like, holy shit.
Everybody has shit on.
Like
Everybody got
Friday.
on.
Right.
One thing about me, I got Fly Day on Glockaway Radio, Flyboy Friday Radio. It was a point where everybody used to come in there with all the best designer shit on. But we don't preach that fly is based on your outfit. We preach that it's based on actions.
Right.
And one of those actions is pulling up in somebody else shit or your shit and
Right.
branding somebody
That's
else
dope.
shit that's not polo.
Right.
You know
I
what I'm
like
saying?
that. I like
Right.
that. Yeah.
And one day I looked up, and every day since damn near, everybody is either wearing their brand or somebody else's brand that we know. Or
That's
they
love.
know.
Right.
And
love.
it's an energy you have to create, because if I'm looked at being fly, look what I got on now.
Yep.
Shout out to Uptown Geo. He made this shirt. That's a lot of our brands on one shirt.
Yeah, that's dope.
Told boy,
That's
he
dope.
figured out the design. He said, could he add me to it? That was a pleasure for me to be added to these other names.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I wear it on the joint intentionally.
Right.
But like, you know how much shit upstairs that ain't as
I ain't gonna lie.
important.
He's important for me. It don't matter.
Ain't as important as this.
But
I want us to build that culture.
Right.
And that culture is something that you'll be surprised at how many times that pays for the video shoot.
Absolutely.
That pays for the bus rent.
Maryland.
It pays for the gas.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
The gas.
Yeah.
Hotel.
Sometimes
Hotel
y'all gas
room
is
for somebody
$400. Y'all got fucking 8 cars and a
Right.
couple vans
Facts.
going out somewhere.
Right.
Facts.
Hotel rooms.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So yeah.
So
Food
like
is
just
coming, though.
just
Food
find a
is
way to
coming.
maximize the potential of that, because it's not about y'all trying to come up. It's trying to add balance
add to
so
the
that they ain't
program.
gotta sell but so many car washes if it come to that.
Absolutely.
Right. And I thank you for that, because what I want to do is, like, I really, my goal is to have a potential threats gym.
Absolutely.
That's
now you see my vision. Now.
That's
Okay,
my
we on the same page now.
that's my
Now we on
goal.
the same page now.
That's a new realization.
I didn't think. Yo,
I never
early on when I said
expressed
it.
I never ex-
Early on when I said it, I said I don't think he has the same vision that I have.
I do you one better. Figure out the neighborhood. I got a plug for you.
Say that.
Say less.
I run
See
around with Font Productions. All that shit you were saying earlier about trademarking, LLC, and all of that. That's what.
This was you.
So you see why I'm big on the village?
Right.
You see why I'm big on the village?
No, you started with it, and I reiterated it for a reason.
You see how I'm big on the village?
But this
because
this is what we all hear.
But I told you, you my bro.
Right.
You heard me? So we gonna figure it out.
we definitely gonna
I
figure it
don't
out.
just have these platforms. I have multiples. I have things that y'all can attach y'all likeness to if it
Right.
makes sense for it.
Right.
It's nothing because it all has to be figured out.
Right.
But just like Mar, I've been wise enough to make sure that it ain't too many people out here that's running around that got anything that's bad to say about me that's not legit.
Correct.
So if you doing things with the kids, if they willing to get past the fact that I am sipping with Sammie,
Right. You past that.
it's nothing else to worry about.
You go.
Shout out to that, because I genuinely love each and every last one of my players, right?
Real rap.
And I love the knuckleheads even more. Like, it's like certain guys like really ruffle my feathers,
All my youngins is wilder than me, and I was wild as hell.
and I love
But
them.
they know that I don't judge them.
I don't judge them either. Like, I have conversations.
I
with them.
understand them,
Yes.
and they get it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like,
Goes back to our prior conversation about being individual with each.
right? Certain
But
guys.
what your problem was, and when you were losing, which is what you were speaking towards,
Right.
was when you didn't have the time to give time.
Right. It wasn't enough
The
for me to go
fix
around.
was as much as time. The cheapest thing, everything act like we got.
It's time, bro.
It wasn't enough for me to
Having
go
a
around.
blessing like a brother to say, yo, I'll pick up some slack.
Right.
Like, I grew up, if I played 15 under, 18 under, it was 3 coaches.
Right. Always.
It was 3 coaches. My coach wouldn't be able to do what he had to do. Nigga
It
get
was
stuck
too
at
much.
work, gotta
Right.
work overtime. Somebody gotta run
You never
practice.
know. You never know.
Because these things had to be done.
Right.
Right.
My sneaker deal in my AAU team came because one of my coaches was a coach for Girard College, and they had a Reebok deal. So he ordered our sneaks with they sneaks.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we went
You
through
never
it like,
know, though,
because we was going to tournaments with Positive Image and East One Teach One jerseys on.
Right.
Yeah.
These are leagues and tournaments, and we're just going there because that's the uniform. We all got that match.
Right.
So just understand, like, what y'all are accomplishing, bro. I understand on a different level, and I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, because
No
like
rap, bro.
me and Mar, like Mar does so much on one end, and I'll sit back and I'll talk to, and I'll do things like, yo, this uniform gotta be crazy, and that's the uniform.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
heavy.
putting up. Yeah,
So we,
What's that school that got the Jordan deal?
I don't know, but
Oregon.
State. That's the Oregon.
hey,
joint.
hey Jordan, if you want to holler at us, we ready.
Oh, y'all got? Can I get one?
Yeah, one more. Still. Actually,
warm up.
I want the
you
hoodie.
want
I want the joint with the hood.
Yeah, we got you.
That's a warm up.
No, we got you.
We'll get you one, Sam.
We'll
My
get
number
you one.
12.
No, we'll definitely get you one.
My number 12.
We'll get you one.
We'll get you
We'll
one,
get you one. We'll get you one.
Absolutely.
We'll get you
I'll
one.
rep y'all. I'll
We'll
rep
get you-
y'all for real.
Like, listen, so Mar does what he does, right? For instance, like you, Mar brings that to the table, right? I do things like that. I reach out to these people and then I get this going, and then we all come together and like, all right,
More village shit.
Boof.
Right. It works, bro.
and it works. And like I was losing people's attention because it wasn't enough for me to go around for 30 people.
Right.
When I got Mar and I
We got
got
a lot
Robin.
of people, bro. We got
And
a lot of people.
now you can get my
Pot,
attention
meat,
because
kettle.
right, you can get my attention now. You get my attention because I don't have to do so much. I can delegate. Now
Right.
you need to talk to me. All right, cool. Let's talk.
Yeah, I got some time.
Yeah, I got some time now because
It's like the difference between the professor with the office hours and the professor with the strict office hours.
right. My door is open. Walk in. Because if you're not feeling comfortable talking to me, you can talk to Mar.
So me, right.
Kamar's gonna talk to me.
Right.
If you're not feeling comfortable talking to Mar, but you
Either
want to talk
one
to
of
me,
us. Talk to
I'm
Robin.
gonna talk to Mar.
When you talk Robin, right?
But you know how this relates to community?
What's that?
Y'all got me being vulnerable on this journey. I told y'all, my family come from a long line of entrepreneurs, so my dad wasn't always home. I was always more comfortable talking to one parent than the other.
Right.
Because they was always there. And
Right.
the other parent, when they was around, it was like, oh, you did some shit. Wake your ass
It's
up.
up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, everybody needs balance.
Right.
And y'all are intentionally, and I always preach and be intentional about what you're trying to get out of what you're trying to do. Y'all are intentionally making sure that y'all balance those things out.
For sure.
And no matter how long you didn't listen to Mar, he's Mar, so he don't take long neither.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's tapped in. He's in there. And at the same time, y'all have children that back y'all plays, which makes whatever y'all put out there more sufficient because their peers have to respect it if they respect it.
For sure.
Because 100% if your son was like,
Yeah, listen to my
I asked y'all if y'all watched the LeBron documentary. He still throw the same hissy fits too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
As much as he showed the same greatness, he still
I saw
pouts
this.
the same
I
too.
saw.
If your son was the one that's like, Coach, then it changes the morale of the team.
For sure. And my son is one of the respected players on his team for Team Evolution.
Absolutely.
Frankfurt Charge. I'm not gonna lie, I say my son was always the shit because he was not. My son was very
He
scared.
put in work to get where he at.
It was one game where as everybody came late and the coach said, okay, all y'all came late. The people that was here gonna start. My son became a dog because he was forced to be a dog. And he been a dog growling and barking ever since.
But I always tell people, you could tell me somebody's garbage. You could tell me somebody can't rap. But if they have a dream, an epiphany, an experience, and a lot of times in basketball, sometimes it comes from getting done dirty. And you can say, I'm not going to
Get done dirty no more.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes from getting off and being like, I'm capable.
Right.
It comes from all type of things. But you can't coach height and you can't coach dog. Whoever draws that, they draw it from where they draw it from. You can open their eyes to where it's necessary at. And that's what a coach does.
Right.
On that note,
Yeah, we're going to end this, man.
we going to wrap this joint up, man.
Oh, man.
Let
Love it.
everybody know how to tap in with everything that y'all have going on, man.
So right
And I
now-
want both of y'all to speak, Mar.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna finish it off.
All right, well, listen. So, all right, y'all already know King Mar, Two Side Podcast, Two Side LLC, Two Sides Everything. That's just that's what I'm on right now. You know what I mean? So that's twosidesllc.com. Check us out. It's a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
It's
And
blossoming at a great rate, too.
oh yeah. You know, with that being said,
I know the difference.
right. With that being said, I mean, I'm in it for the long haul. You know what I'm saying?
heavy.
I'm in it for the long haul. Again, I have 7 kids that those that don't know. So, it ain't just about me, it's about legacy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna shout out my 3 kids. My 3, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Trayon, Jamera, Danae. I'm gonna shout out my 3 kids. And my wife. I'm gonna shout out those. But Philly Potential Threats at Philly Potential Threats. If it's
Absolutely.
gonna be right here, over there,
Whatever, right down
Wherever.
right there.
It's going to be up there.
We're gonna send every.
At
all
Philly-
did the thing.
Yeah, we all did. So it's gonna be between one and the 3 of us.
Right.
At Philly Potential Threats. You You could tap in to get in contact with me or Coach Mar or Coach Robin about what we got going on.
Nice.
Media Day is something big that we're promoting for our youth, right?
I'm all in.
Like Media Day is it's big. It's not just a photo shoot. It's literally meeting young athletes and seeing what they got going on
And giving them confidence.
Right.
To talk.
Right. We're giving essentially we're giving roses to these guys while they can smell them, and we're giving roses to the people in our village that needs them. Like Miss Linda has been doing this for 45 years. She started Pratt Street Learning
Thank God
Center.
for Miss Linda.
She's been doing it for 45 years. I'm literally going to give her a shout out that night and let her know she's going to be there. So please, 6600 Bustleton Avenue, 7 p.m. to about 10 p.m. We'll be going. Refreshments will be served there. Just please come. No cost. Just come in and show some love to the youth.
SippinwitSammie / Font Productions will have a situation. We will have a booth.
Appreciate y'all.
I'm fully
Definitely.
prepared. I'm excited. I want to shout out a few more people that told me they was going to be there, but I'm going to make sure they're going to be there before I say they was there. But at the same time, anybody that responds when I tag you in something for the community, you are greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Facts.
Because the thing that has been a theme is community, resources, network, and village
Yes.
in this conversation.
Facts.
And those are things that are constants on the Sippin' with Sammie podcast. No matter how much we drink, we want to keep our focus on bigger, better, and greater for our own.
Right.
But we still rock out with whoever's on our side. We don't play no games.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that's important to me. So if I appreciate you for bringing the brother through.
Sure, it's what I do, man.
Thank you for bringing me. Or thank you for allowing me.
You already know. You already
Listen,
know.
No, I think that it's important for people to understand that, like, as much as I love Mark, I feel like I grew and I learned some things, and I met a new homie tonight. And
Appreciate it.
I
I feel the
appreciate
same
that
way.
because if nothing else, we could be assets.
To each other, yeah.
And you know what that can build? Greater shit than your best friend could build next to you. This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie. Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. What the fuck is you
sipping
doing
right.
with your life, man?
Damn.
Damn near 2023 on my time. We out.
We out. Deuces up. Peace.
Appreciate y'all.
The fucking chemist. Somebody call Domino's. Luigi get Mario. Desperado, no Legos, no jokes in this bitch. Rim tilted, J filtered, on the low in this mix. Poppy, I don't need her. Nah. Slow stroke while I feed her. Yeah. Rap, she a Peter. Inhaling my Peter. Slow grind, how it starts out. You on the side, throwing darts out. Slice smirk, got her thoughts out. This slick shooter, what her thoughts about. Mosey on for one. Close the door, you run. End it when she know this ball. Watch the table, you know the score.
They tryna hit me long time ago now, so let I be dropping like dominoes. I fuck a girl in this audio, she on my top, she be jumping like Mario. I get the purple, right then I put it together and mix like Savio. I'm living out in the county, I roll up a Dutch and I smoke on my patio. They tryna hit me long time ago now, so let I be dropping like dominoes. I fuck a girl in this audio, she on my top, she be jumping like Mario. I'm taking trips out the city, I hop on the plane and you know that I gotta go. She wanna come and she find my nose, I made her come and she find my nose. I came to party. She came to party, had a few drinks, now I'm feeling so saucy. Groupies all over, I can't get them off me. But her, she could chill, cause I like her, she bossy.
Bossed up, so boss this. Thin line, don't cross it. Marijuana and crawfish. Don Juan never saw this. Don Julio inspired it. Jack Daniels admired it. Cause when it's Sammie with the fire lit, I'll bring you back from retirement. Fly boy for real. Let me know what's the deal. We can run it up, fuck chill. Never runners up, fuck chill. Gotta spot the food from what's real. Senior Malone finna set the tone. Leave your ex alone. You can bet we going in the danger zone. Ew.
They tryna hit me long time ago now, so let I be dropping like dominoes. I fuck a girl in this audio, she on my top, she be jumping like Mario. I get the purple, right then I put it together and mix like Savio. I'm living out in the county, I roll up a Dutch and I smoke on my patio. They tryna hit me long time ago now, so let I be dropping like dominoes. I fuck a girl grown in this audio. She on my touch, she be jumping like Mario. I take a trip out the city, I hop on the plane and you know that I gotta go. She wanna come and she vomit nose. I made her come and she vomit nose. I came to party, she came to party. Had a few drinks, now I'm feeling so saucy. Groupies all over, I can't get them off me, but her, she can chill cause I like her, she bossy.